money. We have our very first ever guest, Jacob Topping, back on. Welcome.
Hello.
I can't believe it. That feels like 100 years ago. It was only a year and a half.
Yep, it was very good. I remember at the beginning, you guys were like super nervous. You're like, we're gonna do this show. You want to come on the show? And I'm like, yeah, do the show. Make it big. Make it a good show. Bring in like all the best people, and we'll promote it everywhere so people can find it and like go to it. And now you guys it's got an awesome show now.
Oh, thank you. Well, you were such a big help in the beginning, so I really just want to thank you for that. I was shocked. Like, I was thinking my first show we'd go on and there'd be like nobody there, but between you and like other people in the community, I mean, our very first show and then our show with you, so many viewers. I'm like, oh my God.
And it's still, I checked, I think it's still the #1 most viewed video, right?
It is.
The entire show. Out of all the guests.
All the guests, it's still #1. So
even if you add up the numbers from your repeat guests, it's still the #1.
I know. So you'll have to see if you can outdo yourself. We'll see if this one can be the most viewed.
Okay, let's be honest. Before we get started, okay? So I can't see the live feed, but I'm gonna get to it in a minute. If you're watching live right now, please get a notebook. We're gonna share some serious nuggets, and we're gonna have a good time, and there's gonna be surprises, and
chocolate,
and you should share the video and hit the like and subscribe to the channel. The Merch Money Show is very good.
Thank you, Jacob. Perfect. Right in the beginning. Yes, please share this video. This is going to be so fun.
And if you're watching the replay, because for some reason you were like in a car accident or something, you weren't able to watch the live, be sure to share and like the replay also.
Oh, wow. Next level advice right there.
Yeah. This follow-up from the first video we did was about marketing, and it's clearly it worked.
Using your knowledge.
You guys have grown the channel enormously after the marketing video, right?
It was all because of that. Yep. So, well, last time you had an interesting thing where you had just had a fire at your house.
Yes, we did.
And then today you had voting and you started a whole chocolate company. And there's all kinds of stuff that happened this week.
All right. Let's bring the mega fans up to date, because I know you guys have thousands of people on your Facebook channel. They got a Facebook channel. So if you've only seen this on YouTube, go in the bottom, the description, and they can get to the Merch Money Facebook group and also subscribe if you haven't already. Just keep hitting it and turn the bell on. So let's catch up on things. Last time, as you're right, it was like a couple hours after we had the whole fire department of our local area. So I live in a small town. They all showed up, right?
Yeah.
And because we're a small area and there's no traffic around here, so did the neighboring town and the other one. So there's like 3 fire departments at our house. And there's probably 30 or 40 fire people in and out of our house because it was there was like a fire between the walls. But that was a long time ago. That was like a year and a half ago. There's no fires today. I'm proud to
fires. Thank goodness.
We have our house is still here. It has not burned to the ground.
Nice.
But as you said, today is October the 21st, 2019. It's election day in Canada. So we are currently having a federal election right now, today. And people are voting right now. If you're watching and you're in Canada, depending on which time zone you're in, because there's like, 5.5 time zones across Canada. But right now, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. You're in Eastern Standard Time. Christina, you're in Eastern Standard Time, right? But you're at the cottage, right?
I am, yeah. Still Eastern Standard Time, but...
Okay, so all the Eastern Standard people, if you're watching in Canada and you haven't voted yet, you have an hour and a half, roughly. An hour and 25 minutes still. If you're in Eastern Standard Time, that's like Ontario, Quebec. If you're in Newfoundland, it's already closed. You missed it. And if you're in British Columbia or in Alberta or like out west, I mean, it's like dinner time. So take your time. You can watch the results and then go ahead and vote also, because every vote counts. It just happens to be that there's like half of the population of Canada lives in Ontario and Quebec. It's just the numbers. This is where the people live.
Right.
So go vote.
So you voted today. You were a good Canadian citizen.
Yep.
So
I got my passport right here.
Awesome.
Nice.
I can show you the picture, but not the info. So it's my gangster shot for my passport, because the government likes to have no smiles on this.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting fact. There was a time for most people believe you cannot smile on your passport. They did open it up to smiles for a brief time, and then they shut it again. So if you have a passport within a certain time period, you may or may not have smiles on it.
Isn't that like a thing where they say Canadians are always smiling all the time? Like, well, I guess you're not allowed to on your passport. How are other countries going to know you're from Canada if you're not smiling?
I don't know.
When it's like really hard for me not to smile. They had to take my picture like 3 times, and then they just passed it because she's like, "You still have a smile," and I'm like, "I'm really trying hard." I'm like, "They will recognize me without my smile, though."
Do you ever go for like the mini smile, like you're smiling on the inside, but you're trying to? It's like
I know, it's like,
like I'm not smiling. You can't see my teeth, right?
They're like, your face is still in a smiling thing. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
No, but I'm not showing teeth. Does that help? Yeah, terrible.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of smiles, I'm like smiling, ready to eat this chocolate.
Are you seriously? Now? Let me ask you this: have you eaten anything else earlier today?
No, I'm not eating a single thing all day, just waiting for chocolate. No, I'm
Really?
just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, you'd be starving right now. Anything would taste good. So you did eat earlier today, though?
Yes.
Okay, and how long has it been since you had something with flavor in it?
I ate before our last show. Christina and I had so many like videos today.
How many shows are you doing today, Helen?
So I went from, you were our very first guest ever. It was like my 3rd YouTube video of all time.
Yeah.
And you were on the show. Today, I think I did like 4 in one day. They're not all live yet, but it was like, I interviewed the Helium-10 guy. We had a show with, we're doing like the Etsy 30-day challenge.
Was it Manny Coates?
Bradley, I forgot his last name, but Bradley
Cooper from the movie, right?
Maybe he's like Prince.
The movie where he sings?
Bradley.
I know. It says Bradley. He probably just goes by Brad. I really have no idea.
Okay. The Helium-10 is very good. Helium-10, by the way, is in the book.
There you go.
We can get to that later.
Perfect. Well, we will have supplemental information after, because I did the whole interview today. Yeah, and then the show with the Etsy 30-day challenge, we have a mastermind group around that. There's like 70 so people in there. So we had a video right before this there. So
whoa.
I ate at like 4.
Helen, there's more than 70 people in the Etsy 30-day challenge. You're talking about your private super secret group.
Yes. Private super secret group. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Just checking, because not everybody. I mean, this is on YouTube and it's on Facebook, and people are like, "What are you talking about? Etsy challenge? I thought there was like 700 people." Now, now Helen's telling us it's down to 70. That's like a big change.
No, there's 700, but 70 in our little group. And yeah, so that was one of the videos. And then I had a talk with Payability, because they're thinking about expanding to merch, not just FBA. So I was talking to them, and it was just a whole day of lots of videos. So, but anyway, I'm so happy to be here. So dinner was at like 4 or 5 or something.
Today?
Yeah, because I had so many later in the afternoon.
What was for dinner?
Ravioli.
Okay, so some pasta. Inside, was it like meat, cheese? Cheese ravioli. All right, so you're probably safe. No crazy flavors in that, right? It's pretty subtle. Yeah. I just want to make sure you're not having like I don't know, like something like hot sauce for supper or something. Like 10 minutes ago, Helen took the hot sauce challenge, and now she's gonna try a chocolate bar.
Nope, I think I'm good.
Okay, so this is your show. Yeah, this is your show. You tell me when you're gonna open it.
I want to do it now.
I'm just the guest.
Tell a little bit about what made you start a chocolate company?
Funny you would ask. So I'm taking the 30-day Etsy challenge right now, and one of the parts of the challenge, for the challenge, I already had an Etsy store. It's been running for about 2 years, and in my opinion, it sucks. My original store, which is bad, I did a bad job at it. I primarily set it up so that I knew exactly the steps on what people could do, and so that I could write about it in the book in terms of how you would set it up, what you do to connect, what you have to do to indicate your fulfillment partners, and like how those connect, because I've got steps exactly how to do it. So that's how I set up my Etsy store, and then I kind of left it as a side. I'm on, as you probably know, I'm on like 23 different print-on-demand platforms / marketplaces, and so my Etsy store sucked. So I joined the Etsy 30-day challenge because I wanted to improve my own Etsy skills, And I've not been disappointed. It's been very good content for every day since it started, September 30th. And so one of the exercises was to get a niche, right? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know about, you can pick any niche, right? You could say, I want to do a niche on dogs that water sled or something, you know,
I'm
like
gonna show this real
you can do
quick.
anything.
It's wrapped in a nice wrapping. Let me just, and then
that's the packing.
Then keep
wrapping.
going. That's the wrapping on top of the wrapping. I'll show you okay, here's what it looks like.
Whoa, that's the 5-leaf chocolate right there.
That looks so good.
Nice.
So,
full
right,
color, full color. I just want to say it's full color.
Yes, it is full color. It's beautiful.
Now the edges are pretty sharp. So watch your fingers.
Oh, you put a message. Aw, awesome. Real 24 karat gold, hand shelled, absolutely unique flavor. Awesome.
Yeah. So I got into the chocolate niche for the Etsy Day 30-day challenge, and I started a whole new Etsy shop. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not just going to take the challenge. I'm not just going to pick a niche. I'm going to start an entire company just for the Etsy 30-day challenge. I want to see how far I can take this in 30 days. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, basically I started the chocolate company to take the Etsy 30-day challenge to see how it goes.
That is amazing.
So before you eat it, yeah, show them the bar.
It looks so perfect.
Now you got to move it around because the lighting. That's 24 karat gold up in the corner there, and that's in the we call it the 60-60-60 triangle up in the top there. So all of the angles on this chocolate bar are done to our specifications. So I have this is one of our molds that we originally were prototyping with, and all of those lines are exact angles. So here and here and here, that's 60 degrees each. And then from here to here is 1/3, and from here to here is 2/3. And then from here to here, so from here to here is 2/3, and that's 1/3. So you can actually use the chocolate bar as a measuring device. It's very accurate.
Nice.
And it's exactly 70 millimeters from here to here. Oh, she's gonna try it right off the bat. Okay, right. I'll just wait. Now,
sorry, I keep interrupting.
That's okay.
Oh, wow.
I would recommend you must let it melt. Before it melts, it tastes like nothing. It tastes like it doesn't taste like anything. And then when it melts, it will start to hit Helen. And
sorry, I'm chewing a little bit. Okay,
that's okay.
I'm letting it melt. That's really good.
Keep an eye on your arms.
What do you mean keep an eye on my arms?
Because the hair on your arms, sometimes a lot of people, it stands up. You get goosebumps.
Wow. Okay, Jacob, I need one of these too. I'm my mouth is watering over here.
It's really good. It really is really good. This is I've never had homemade chocolate. That's really good.
Now, we have never got somebody on video trying it for the first time. I've seen 8 people try it for the first time and nobody does it on video. So I'm just we'll just give you a moment.
Oh no, no
Feel free
pressure.
to go to single stream. Zoom in on yourself there. I want to see the face.
It's really good. I am not a chocolate connoisseur. I don't know how to explain the flavors, but it does have a unique taste. It's different than ones I've had before.
Let it melt. It takes time.
Okay, we guys gotta talk. You can't just watch me eat.
So keep telling us more. So tell us why the gold, Jacob.
Okay, so there's a lot to pack in here. Okay, so first of all, when we were looking for a niche, we were at a national award-winning chocolate show in Ottawa, the capital city of Canada. Okay, so they had this capital city chocolate show, and there was about 25 of the world's top chocolate makers from across Canada, the award-winning chocolate makers. So gold, silver, bronze award winners at the international chocolate competition, which happens in France. And then there's actually other ones that happen and they actually travel around the world. So these are award-winning chocolate people that we went to see just as our family. So Tara, my wife, and our 3 kids, we went to the chocolate show and we wanted to check it out. Now, and it cost $12 per person to get entrance into the show, right? And then we went around and because you pay the entrance fee, you get samples, right? And so they have all their different award-winning chocolate bars from each of the chocolate makers. And each one had between 5 and 10 chocolate bars there. And so we went around and tasted them, and it took forever because, I'm an analytical guy. Okay, I like to analyze. So it took
We
like
need to
5
go to
and a
that,
half hours.
Christina.
Oh my gosh, I know.
How's that chocolate tasting?
It's really I tasted the gold to see if there was any difference.
Yeah?
I didn't taste a difference with the gold piece or with the plain chocolate.
Yeah, I'll get to the gold.
It's not supposed to have a flavor, right? I don't think so.
It's real, actual 24 karat gold that we get imported into the country.
Wow.
And then we put it onto the chocolate. So gold is inert. It has no taste, no flavor. It's not absorbed. Like, you're going to be pooping gold later. Yeah.
Nice.
It's true. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we went to this chocolate show, and it took us about 5.5 hours to try all the chocolates. And we tried about 150 different chocolate bars. But they don't give you the whole bar. They give you little sample pieces, right? And I asked a lot of questions because that's what I do. I ask questions a lot. And I got all the information. I got like, where are the beans from? How is it made? How long does it take? What's the cost on it? What do you ship? Who's your target market? I would because I'm trying to learn for my niche, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to do this Etsy 30-day challenge. I need my avatar, right? Like there's like a 69-page workbook I got to fill out. I need to know who's buying this chocolate. Like, really, really get to know them, right? So I asked like all the questions, right? Where's the chocolate from? What difference does it make where it grows? What country is it from? How much does it cost? How long does it take the chocolate? How long do you cure the chocolate for? How do you make the chocolate? How do you get a mold for the chocolate? Like, what are the different flavors? Which is the most popular chocolate? What is I just, for 5.5 hours straight, and I took notes, right? You guys know I have a notebook.
Oh yeah.
And I learned a lot about chocolate and about the beans and about the process, everything, right? From these award-winning chocolate people. And so then I started to really get into it. I went online, right? Because that's what I do. I research things.
I'm interrupting for a second. I did just let it melt the whole time. I tried not to chew it on. And it is a different taste. You're right. It is really good. I gotta do it again. Sorry, I gotta keep testing, guys.
Yeah,
keep going.
Just take a little piece. If you take a small piece and just let it melt, it doesn't have to be a big chunk or anything. It's not like
doesn't have to be the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. So I did a lot of research, and we ended up getting a bean. There's one bean in this bar. It's a single source bar. So the bean that we have comes from one place in one country, one section of the country, one town in this one country. And it's only one spot in this town that has these beans in the whole world. So it's the only place you can get this flavor from, right? And so we contacted the importer company. There's only, as far as I know, there's only one company in Canada that can import the beans for those particular ones. And there's only 2 companies that in the world. Well, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in Canada, there's only 2 companies that have access to it. Ours is one of them, and there's another small company that has had that bean for about a month. It's a new flavor. Like it doesn't exist elsewhere. You can't buy it anywhere else from any company in Canada. So it's super unique. And I tasted, when I was at the show, I tasted probably, I don't know, like a couple dozen different beans, like raw beans without any flavors or nothing on them. So I just want to pause for a second because I know Helen's going through like an emotional taste sensation right now. She's unlocking taste buds.
I'm trying not to eat anymore because I ate like half the bar already.
Yeah, well, it's basically health food. We'll talk about.
I was going to ask you if I can take a wine break from chocolate because Christina, do you have your glass?
I do.
We got wine glasses from Ecom Chicago.
Oh,
way too full, but
I see that.
I don't know if you can read it. Ecom Chicago. So this was the gift they gave for us speaking there.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Well, I'll just pretend. I've got my M&M cup World Cup here. I got 2 of them. We could just drink.
So anybody at Ecom Chicago, thank you so much.
Yeah, yes, they were in the group earlier. I don't know if
Rich
or.
I was doing the live earlier and we saw like a notification and Ecom Chicago subscribed and we're like, yay!
So Helen, wait, before you drink it. Oh, she's drinking it. I was gonna ask, what are the flavors? What did you taste in the chocolate?
It's so hard. It's kind of like when people ask about wine, like what flavors did you taste? I'm always like, delicious wine. Like I don't know how to taste like the subtle differences. but it was very good. Like I couldn't stop eating it, and half of it's gone.
Cool. But don't give it to your dog. It's real dark chocolate.
Oh no, that's her dog. I don't have a dog. So it went like it had to break along the angles, but it's literally half. I ate half of it.
Very good. So
it's delicious. Thank you so much.
So without looking at the ingredients, do you have any idea what's in the chocolate? Do you want to guess at what's in it?
Well, I saw the gold.
Yeah.
And I know it's dark chocolate. Other than that, I don't really know. It tasted just like pure chocolate.
Yeah, it's super pure chocolate. So there's the 24 karat gold, which is on the top. It's just on the one triangle area. And then there's only 2 ingredients. One of them is cacao beans, which we roast ourselves in-house in our chocolate factory, and cane sugar. That's it.
Well, it's delicious. Thank you so much.
But it tastes like there's a lot of flavors in it, right?
It's very, very flavorful, but it does taste like pure chocolate to me. I don't think it tastes like anything else. It's really good.
Yeah. Now
I gotta get. Do you have it in the store?
Yeah. So there's a store. There's a link in the bottom of your video. Coincidentally, there's a website. It's called 5leafchocolate.ca. And you can get chocolate bars if we're not sold out already. I've got live updates coming through my phone. So just before the show, people started ordering it. So they probably saw your link, I'm guessing.
Yay!
And just before I came on, there was 2 more bars available. So
nice.
I don't have my phone with me. But
it's so fun that you did something different with the Etsy shop. Guys, in the comments, if you did something, Mario's drinking wine. If you started a store with anything other than t-shirts, you gotta post something. Because I think it's so cool when people do something different. Oh, Susan's saying no soy. Excellent. Can't wait to try it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's gluten-free. It's nut-free. It is vegan, 100% vegan. It's like considered a whole food because there's only 2 ingredients. Like one is cane sugar and one is cacao beans. And the cacao beans we do all the processing ourselves. So as you read on the package and also the note inside, every cacao bean is hand shelled, like with our hands, one at a time. So we take the shells off of each bean individually. They're hand shelled one at a time. So there's no machine used to do that. And because of that, like, did you taste a lot of bitter taste?
No, it wasn't bitter at all.
That's why, because there's no shell. So normally what happens for people like Hershey chocolate and like all the big brands like Cadbury and all these guys, right? They just get tons of beans on the commodity market. It's mixed beans from all over the world. And then they grind them up and they blow them through a wind tunnel. And that's supposed to separate the cacao bean, which is inside, from the shell, which is what they come in, right? Yeah. And so what happens is, though, we looked into this. When you do them through the wind tunnel, some of the shell's pieces are heavier than the bean. And some of the bean pieces are lighter than the shell. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And if you have any shell at all in your chocolate, it's going to get it's very bitter, right? So when we hand shell every single bean, we are literally taking the shell off each bean one at a time. And so it's very not bitter. Like it's not bitter at all.
Yeah, no, it's not bitter at all. It tastes delicious.
Yeah, and a lot of people that don't like dark chocolate, they love our chocolate. They're like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "It's dark chocolate." And they're like, "No, but what's in it?" And you're like, "Cacao beans and sugar and gold." And then the next thing is like, "But I taste like this other thing. Does it have this in it?" I'm like, "No."
It's because I've never had pure chocolate. Like, it tastes like pure chocolate.
It's crazy.
But Susan saying, did you do all this in 22 days? Like, because I feel the same way. I'm like, man, I got like a couple shirts. Like, I did not do any of all this.
So let me show you what we did in the last month. Okay, so you notice that the wrapping is not really like your typical wrapping. It's because we're hand printing it on our printer. Okay, so these are the labels here that I'll be adding to the next batch of chocolate bars. And we have the batch numbers on them. So if you look on the label down here.
I know, I saw that. Mine's batch number 4. I feel like I should save it. It's like the original.
It's probably going to be worth money because that's not only is that batch 4, but there's a spelling mistake on that label.
Packed on October 18th, 2019. How fresh can you get? It's October 21st.
It's crazy, right?
He like showed a picture of him making the chocolate. He's like, here's your bar.
Yeah, so just for context, Helen sent the order for that chocolate bar Thursday night. Okay, Thursday night.
Yeah, it was Thursday. Yeah, while we were at the conference.
Oh my
Yeah, and she's eating it now, and it's Monday, but there's a weekend, right? And the shipping company doesn't ship over the weekend, so I had to ship it on Friday, and we got like overnight deliveries. So she got it like what time? Like in the afternoon. You sent me a message with the bar, right? With the picture.
Sorry, I was reading BJ's comment. It was so funny. He's like, are you planning on including random golden tickets that give the winner a trip to Canada to see the factory and a chance to go swimming with you?
Oh, man, that would be fun, right?
Dude, you have to do that.
That would be so great. You got to do it.
Okay. So, well, we had a request for, and this is something we've been looking into, but we had a request for 100% wrapped gold bar. So we actually are planning on doing that. We're going to have a bar that's chocolate in the middle. And instead of just having some of the gold on the top, we're going to do the whole bar in gold. But we have to research exactly how to get the gold onto the whole bar, because of the way we get the gold on the bar is not easy. And it's real 100% gold. Like it's the metal, right?
Yeah.
So we have to figure out the price on it too. Like you could theoretically order a bunch of our bars and melt it down and make jewelry and stuff with it. Like it's real gold. And
I already ate it. Too late.
And the price for it is also real gold price, right? So it is. It's not. What's it called? It's not inexpensive. It's expensive. Yeah. So we're paying. I can't say how much per bar that we're paying because you're going to be like, Jacob, this is ridiculous. Like they should cost $25 a bar. But there's quite a bit of gold in it, like relatively speaking, for a chocolate bar. Most chocolate bars don't have any gold. And then so yeah, the batch number and the production date and everything's on the label, right? And we haven't gotten to the printer yet because we're still adjusting it. Now your label at the top on the back, is it upside down, the bean to bar, or is it like the same direction as the other part? Like on the back of your label, yeah?
On the back, everything's in the right direction.
Okay, so you have one of the newer labels, but Columbia on your bar is not spelled right. Right? It's spelled wrong. It's spelled with a U, but Columbia is C-O-L-O.
I was like, it looks fine. I'm
Right?
not the best at spelling anymore.
Yeah, so you know the Balcazars, right? Amanda and John?
Yeah.
So John's from Columbia, right? And so I got this message. She's like, Jacob, Columbia, were you talking like the rocket ship? Like, what's going on, right? And I'm like, no, and I didn't know. I don't know. I spelt it wrong. I thought Columbia was just the same, but the country of Colombia is C-O-L-O-M-B-I-A. But you see all kinds of stuff with C-O-L-U-M-B-A, like the movie company Columbia and the Columbia, like the shuttle, the space rockets from the NASA, the Columbia with the U, right? The country's just O's. There's no U's.
Wow.
I can't believe the Balcazars beat me to a candy bar. How did that happen?
Well, no, they didn't have it. They went to the website. They, they went to
the website.
So I just want to say,
So
Amanda,
who was batch
John,
1, 2, and 3? Who beat me to this?
I'm calling these guys out. They did not yet order a chocolate bar from the company.
Well, they got discouraged because of the misspelling.
It could be. It could be. It's probably.
They want perfection.
That's true. Well, it's now spelled correctly, and we've updated the website and everything. So it was wrong everywhere. Okay.
But that's cool that you got the ISBN number and everything. Did you have to buy that?
Yeah. So it's a GS1 UPC that we got there. We bought UPCs for the, we actually bought them for Amazon FBA. So this is
I have some of those still. Yep.
Yeah. So this is one of the barcodes. So you can actually, if you're watching now and you're new to like barcodes, so that barcode, we own it. Like we have a certificate that says this barcode belongs to you under our corporate company name and everything. And it's registered with the GS1 registry. So if you are an online seller or if you're thinking about selling online and you want to make your own custom private label product or like make your own product from your own factory, like a chocolate factory, for example, you can purchase UPCs and then that can be registered with GS1, which is like a global registry of all UPCs. and you get a UPC. You can also get an EIN number. You can get all these identification codes. And once you own them, and if you have certificates, you can use them everywhere. So, for example, on the back of the book, this UPC here, if you can see it, this is like only on this book. So if you see this somewhere else, you know it's not the right one. Also, just out of curiosity, on books, if it says 9,000 up here, right? If it says 9,000, that means it's like an on-demand book.
Oh, I never knew that.
Like a KDP books or CreateSpace books, they'll be 9,000.
Wow.
If it's a different number, it's always a 5-digit number. And the first number tells you the country of origin, the country, recommended country. And then the next 4 digits normally is the suggested retail price. So if you're doing like retail arbitrage and you're going and looking at books, here's an example of a book. So this one doesn't have it. So sometimes they'll just put the price on it, like here. But if it doesn't have a price and you want to know what the recommended retail value of the book is, so you don't have to scan it and look it up, there's usually that secondary barcode here. And if it has a secondary one with 5 digits, ignore the first digit. It's usually a 5 in the US. And then the next 4 digits are the price. So it'd be like $, cents.
Cool. See, learning all kinds of stuff. In your post, you were saying like about talking about private label today. I'm like, this is perfect, going over your chocolate company and how it relates to the Etsy challenge, and then how it relates to private label. Like it all works together.
So let's get into some serious value, because I could talk about chocolate all day long. Tara, do you want to grab? Can you make one of the chocolate bars with a label on it so we can show them?
What do you mean?
And tell her thank you. It was so good. I don't know if she
Helen says thank you, and the chocolate is so good.
Hi,
Hi, Tara.
Do you want to come and let her know about it?
Helen. Not.
That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Tara says she's not looking at camera. I think you look
That's
good.
okay.
You look good. She looks scared, guys.
Aw, you guys are so cute.
She looks even better now. She's all red. Her face is red. She's smiling. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you pass me those other bars? Like a stack of bars on the top. Yeah. A whole bunch of them. Well, I'll show you some of this market research, okay? Because companies got to have some research.
And think about this when you're starting a company. What kind of market research do you want to do? I think eating chocolate's up there with good choices of market research.
So when you go into a niche, you want to see what are your competitors doing, right?
Yeah.
So you got to go get some competitor stuff here.
Nice.
Right? Your competitor product. You check out what they got going on.
Nice.
So we'll show you. This is like specialty chocolate, okay, from a custom chocolatier in Ottawa. We got the Anna. It's super expensive. Anna Stubble chocolate. This is like a $14 chocolate bar. Okay.
Nice.
It's 40% more expensive than ours. And I'll point out there's no gold in it, but it's more expensive. And then we have these guys. So we wanted to get some regional flavors. So these are all different, even though the label looks the same. So maybe just some labeling feedback, make your labels different. These are 5 different beans from one country. So you can get beans from different areas of the country and they all taste different.
Interesting.
So that was part of our research for it. And then we have some like grocery store type of stuff, and there's different brands. So this is a Camino chocolate. And it's got like some foil up here, right? Makes it unique. It makes it stand out. And it's 55%, which means it's like full of sugar. And if I look at the ingredients, they got cacao, sugar, vanilla. So they're putting like vanilla in it. Right? Yep. And this is also imported. As I'm like, these ingredients are not right. So cocoa mass, sugar, cane sugar, whole cane sugar, cocoa butter, caramel bits, cane sugar, whole milk powder, sea salt, grenadine, and ground vanilla beans. So they went with like a double label. They got like fake ingredients and real ingredients. So over here, they have what you think are the ingredients, but they're not. The real ingredients are here. Okay. A little bit of a mind trip, right? And this is made in Switzerland. So it's a Canadian company, but the chocolate is made in Switzerland. Okay. And they got like fair trade and organic and all that stuff on it. And then this is green blacks. Okay. So green blacks, again, you can see the foiling here. It makes it stand out. See how shiny it is?
Yeah.
Now, I'll note that is not metal. That is just a foiling effect. It's just pretend gold.
He's like really looking into it.
Oh, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And then they also have back here to make it like extra fancy. See that shiny part?
Yeah, it's like
Extra shimmer. It's like hidden,
But
right?
that is what you have to do. Like really look at competitors. This is what we're doing in that challenge too. Like for Etsy stores, you gotta really know other stores in your niche.
And this is product of Poland.
Mhm.
Okay, so a little insider tip for all the watchers that are tuning in live, 35 minutes into the video.
Jacob's Polish.
My mother was born in Poland. Okay, I qualify as a Polish citizen. I could get dual citizenship with the European Union.
You're first generation Canadian.
I'm second. My mom's first. She came over already.
Oh, right.
She was already here.
When you're born.
So my mom actually immigrated from Poland. She left it was communist at the time, so it was communist Poland, and like escaped and came to Canada.
Nice.
It was no, I want to show them this. This is part of a
Aren't you
call.
supposed to be talking about other stuff?
We are
Okay.
talking about market research.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like, we gotta
Okay.
move this video along.
So these are organic bars, right?
Uh-huh.
Organics are important, and you got 55% with mint, but it's dark chocolate, right?
wow.
And then you've
That'd
got
probably be good.
70%. You would think that's the same as the one that Helen just had, but the one Helen had is much better.
Much.
Technically, it has the same percentage of cacao, but this has a bunch of stuff in it. So it has organic sweet chocolate, organic cane sugar, organic cocoa butter, organic cocoa, may contain nuts, eggs, soy, wheat. Like there's a lot of different things. There's like 5 ingredients in this one. No gold, I should say. And then this one is extra dark, right? So you got 85%. Okay. And I know people watching right now, they're like, okay, I get it. Chocolate, right? But you got to pick up on the point that we're saying. This is lint. Okay. So lint, again, lots of foiling. You can see like here, they have this extra stuff, like space dust stuff beyond the gold picture. None of that's in the package. It's just like, it's just marketing. Okay. So they have all kinds of different bars and they all line up.
That's interesting. 78%. Like, why did they pick a random percentage like that?
I think at 78%, you could do that with very little. Let me just check what's in it. So this is manufactured in Germany, even though Lindt is not a German company. Lindt's a Swiss company, I think. Yeah, it's a Swiss company, but it's manufactured in Germany. And the 78 is cocoa mass, cocoa butter, sugar, cocoa powder, and milk ingredients.
Wow.
Right? So you'll notice the one that Helen had has only 2 ingredients.
That's why people think it's like some other ingredient in there. It's like, nope, it's just chocolate.
Yeah, so there's all these things. The reason they add that is it makes it a lot easier to work with, right? But like this is even a 90%. So this is 90% cocoa beans. So that's what the 90% means. And I'll tell you why that makes why that's important in a second here. I just want to read this. So this is Swiss. The other one I showed you, the Lindt bar, was made in Germany. This one doesn't say where it's made. So it's it's imported.
So what's
This
your
is
plans for
Switzerland.
this company? Are you going to see how big you can get it?
Yeah, well, first of all, I got to finish the challenge, and then I got to see how far we get into it. Like, we are making a lot of chocolate bar sales right now. But
Nice.
I want to back it up, and then we're going to get into business quote. So when you're doing market research for a niche, whether it's a T-shirt or whether it is like posters or any kind of print-on-demand product, it's not enough just to say, hey, I'm going to do dog shirts, right? Or, hey, I'm going to do like a cross between dogs and space people or something, like alien dogs, or I'm going to do like dogs that like pineapples or something, right? There's a lot of people just say, okay, go get a niche, right? And they're like, oh, no, you got to niche down. You got to like cross niches, right? That's fine for your basic idea, but you got to compete against hundreds of thousands of other sellers. And each seller probably has, if they're doing it full time, they're going to have tens of thousands of designs each. So think about the size of the competition. It's like millions and millions of designs. You've got to, first of all, you have to get found. And then secondly, you have to not only get found, but you have to be a design that somebody likes, right? And you have to be better than everybody else that they find when they do the same search. So it's not just enough to get found and be nice. It has to be better than the other ones, right? And then ideally, you want it to be unique so they can say like, okay, well, there's 10 shirts and they're all very good and I like all of them, but like now you have a 1 in 10 chance. But if yours is unique, then you can stand out and you can get like more buys, right? So you got to be all, and it's not just enough to be like one or two of these things. You can have like a crappy shirt that's unique and can't be found. You can't have a super great keyworded shirt that's not unique and doesn't look good. You can't have an amazing looking shirt that can't be found. You know what I mean? You have to have everything for it to work. You have to have
and I think people are so worried to like just focus on something. Like you're not making 95 different kinds of chocolate. You picked one that you like the best, and you're focusing on that. And
it's not just whether we like it or not. We picked it based on the research, right?
Yeah.
So I went and I noticed, okay, so there's 25 chocolate makers. We got people from Nova Scotia. There's people there from Montreal. There's people there from Toronto, people from the Ottawa Valley. Ottawa is actually kind of like a hot chocolate zone. There's a lot of chocolate makers.
Mm-hmm.
There's people there from other parts of Ontario. There's people from Calgary, which is out west, right? And then there's people from Victoria, which is way on the other side of Canada. So literally coast to coast, there's representation all across the country. And every person that had a table there was a dedicated full-time chocolate maker.
Wow.
So we're not talking about like confection people that buy bulk chocolate and like dip it and put cherries and stuff in it. Like those would be like truffles, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were also just chocolate makers. So these are just chocolate makers, and they're not just like random people in their basement. These are people having successful full-time only chocolate makers. And so where you do your research matters, right? Like if you do
that's a good tip right there. Write that one down. Where you do your research matters.
So if you want to do research on merch by Amazon, it's good. You can go into Amazon and type something and you're going to get good ideas. But that's just an idea. You're like, it's so packed. You have to have a good design. It has to be well described. It's probably got to be priced correctly. And it has to be, in my opinion, I think it has to be unique, right? And so a lot of people will be like, well, I'm going to sell on Amazon. I'm just going to look at Amazon. I'm like, why? You're competing against everything on Amazon. If you want to sell on merch by Amazon, why don't you go check out Redbubble? Go check out like Designed by Humans designs. Go check out Zazzle, right? Go check out Redbubble. Go check out any of the pods. In fact, forget pods. Just do a search for not merch by Amazon shirts on Amazon, because people shop for clothing, right? They're not like, oh, I want to see a merch by Amazon shirt. No, they go on and they say, I want a shirt for my kids, right? It's for birthday presents, right? They like dinosaurs and they like the color blue, right?
Yeah.
And so you got to think like a buyer, right? And not just like a seller. And I think a lot of the time you spend a lot of time doing research and doing tips and stuff like that. You get kind of into like one zone. It's like, this is how I do my research and I'm going to stick to it. And that's fine if it's working, but if it's not working, feel free to like switch it up. Right.
Right.
So I'm a big believer in using multiple platforms. Like I think last time this is over a year and a half ago. I still got the same board. Here are some print-on-demand platforms that you could check things out on. Okay, Amazon, Zazzle, Redbubble, Sunfrog, TeePublic, Teespring, Teechip, Spreadshirt, Cafe Press, Society6. These are all marketplaces, right?
Yeah.
Shopify store, website, merch by Amazon. And then in a different color, we got Etsy, Printora, Society6, Scalable Press, Custom Cat, T-Launch, Rajon, Bonfire, Gear Bubble, Motif, Screened. These are all kind of a combination of things. Some of them are our marketplace, right? Like Etsy, Amazon,
and all
eBay.
of those are in your book.
Oh yeah, these are. There's a lot more of these in my book, but these are like some of the big print-on-demand companies. But there's a couple that are missing from this list. But this list is like from before I wrote the book. This is an old. I just didn't erase it. I just kind of keep it as a reminder to myself, right?
Yeah.
But like Etsy, if people aren't familiar with Etsy, it sells more than $4 billion a year, every year. Like this year, it's more than 4 billion. Last year, it was around 4 billion. Year before that, it was like 3.5 to $4 billion.
Yeah.
So in 3 years, we're talking $12 billion with a B, like basketball, right?
Yeah.
Shopify's growing real fast too, right? Aren't they up there too?
Yeah. So Shopify is an e-commerce platform. It enables you to sell online. So right now, my chocolate store where everybody's ordering the chocolate from is a Shopify store.
Awesome.
Okay? I haven't even got to the Etsy part of my Etsy challenge, which is why I created the brand, right? I'm still working on other things. So I need a banner and I need to have more products. And there's some other things I want to work on before I launch it because I want to do it correctly. So I spun up a Shopify site and we have, I launched it I think on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's less than a week old.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like 6
Less
days
than a
old.
week old, and I already have the chocolate delivered to me.
Yeah, you're already pooping gold, and it's less than a week old, right? Like, it's crazy. But where's it going with that? So Etsy is a marketplace. Merch by Amazon is a large marketplace, right? eBay gets tens of millions of viewers a month. Every month, right?
Yeah.
Tens of millions, like 80 million viewers a month on eBay, right?
Yeah.
Walmart's a big marketplace online, right? And
Have
you
you
can
sold on there yet?
no. So in order to sell on Walmart, you have to get in and there's a process. I explain exactly how to do it in the book.
Okay.
And I go through all of the steps to do it, right? So you need to have
I have to do that.
Yeah, you have to have like a corporate registration number in order to fill out the application, and you have to have over a certain number of sales in order to be accepted. So my sales were under the threshold, so I didn't do it. But if you have the sales, I put exactly in the steps on how to get into Walmart. So you fill out the application. I have a link to the application. You have to get a Duns and what's it called? The Duns
and Bradstreet.
Yeah, Duns and Bradstreet number in the US to sell on Walmart. So I show you exactly where to go to how to get that. It's in the book. There's like a link to go and fill out the form to do it. And then you fill out the application. I show you how to do that. You need to have a shipping partner connected to your Walmart account application store. And I have a link to that in the book. It shows you exactly how to connect it. So everything you need to sell on Walmart, if you meet the criteria, including what the criteria is all in the book. It's in chapter 5. It's in chapter 5 under integrations and marketing. So yeah, like you can sell on Walmart, you can sell on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, all these large marketplaces, right? Then there's like pod specific marketplaces. So you've got like Redbubble is the largest pod specific marketplace. Okay. They sell more than $200 million a year just on print on demand items.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And think about this. Everybody's like, oh, I'm so excited about Amazon and Merch by Amazon. And it's great. And it's huge. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not big. It's very big. But and when you look at Amazon sales and you're like, okay, they make like hundreds of billions of dollars a year. That's not all print on demand. They're selling like toasters and like rice cookers and like computers and washing machines and, paint and like everything. Like Walmart sells a lot, or not Walmart, Amazon sells a lot of things. It's not all print on demand. But when you look at Redbubble, all of their sales are print on demand. Everything they sell is print on demand.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize is Redbubble doesn't make any of it. Right? They outsource all of it. So in the book, I actually break all this stuff down so you can start to understand how the platforms work. So Redbubble outsources all of it. They have 14, at the time of writing, they had 14 different locations across the world, 14 different factories, and each factory has access to different items, right? So if you get like a t-shirt, multiple factories have access to t-shirts, it's going to get to you faster than if you just had 1 or 2 locations, right?
Right.
Like Merch by Amazon, right now they have 2 locations, right? They've got one in Dallas, and then they have one up in the north. I forget what it's in my book, but I think it's in Pennsylvania. Let me think. It's in the northeast U.S. I just forget because it's been a while. So they've got 2 locations, right?
And now they have in England and Germany, I think.
Yeah, of course. So they have the ones Amazon UK, and they have Amazon in Germany.
Yeah.
And I believe both of those are coming from their single factory in Europe, right? So I'm pretty sure they are because we tested it on Merch by Amazon UK, which is another group that I'm the admin on, and I share that with other people as well. So the point is, every one of these print-on-demand companies is a huge opportunity. They have huge marketplaces with hundreds of millions and billions of dollars of sales, and there are many, like dozens of factory locations that are making on-demand items. And the book talks all about that, not just about where they are and what the platforms are and how much monthly traffic there is. There's a little tidbit. I don't think I shared this with you guys before, but if you look in the book, in the index for chapter 4, I list out, I think like 35 different pods, something like that. So this is the index. If you don't have your own copy already, I recommend getting it.
I have it, but it's on my phone.
Yeah.
The online version.
So all of these pods, all these places, marketplaces and stuff, are in order by most to least monthly volume. And in the book itself, if you go to like chapter 4 and you pick up any of the pods, so this is Society 6. I just happened to open up a random page. And I actually put down like over time how much global ranking it is. So in Q4 of 2017, the global ranking for Society 6 was 4,696. And then in Q1 of 2017, the global ranking was 5,441. So that tells you they're more competitive in Q4 than Q1, and that they're it's fluctuating, right? People shop at different pods at different times of the year. And so each time I do a new edition now, I'm adding to that.
Do you have new editions? I was wondering about that, or is it still the same one?
So the printed version is the 6th edition, and I haven't released one since then, but it is the 6th edition. So there's 5 editions before that, and I'm working on the 7th edition right now. It's going to be like a monster upload.
Wow, so I didn't know you already had that many editions. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the print edition is the 6th one. It's you can get it on Amazon or Amazon.ca.
There should be a link
UK.
In the description, guys.
Yeah, so the one that you have, this link in the description is for the Gumroad version. If you are really serious about print on demand, get the Gumroad version. It's an ebook digital download, so you can like read it instantly. But the Gumroad version, in addition to the book, you get bonus files, right? So the bonus files, for people that aren't aware of them, I give you guys over 1,000 dates around the world that are special buying dates. So everybody knows like Easter and Christmas and Hanukkah and like all these special dates. Thanksgiving, there's US Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving. There's other countries have other dates for Thanksgiving, right? And so I have all the different special dates from around the world for different types of things. Like there's Pi Day for like the symbol pi, you know, like Pi Day. But then there's also Pi Day for like pies, and it's on a different day, right? And there's awesome. There's like International Pizza Day and Chocolate Day, and like every kind of food has their own days, right? And so there's over 1,000 dates in one of the bonus files that come with the Gomer version. There's also over 1,000 professions, right? So if you're kind of a person that likes to make shirts that would fit in with more than one career or like target a different working group of people, or if you're not really sure and you just kind of browse through them and like pick something that you want to learn about and make shirts for, it's got over 1,000 professions, right? Wow. There's also a file there that comes from Printful. It's included with the ebook version on Gumroad, and it allows you to see not just the different items, but also the different specifications, right? So if you want to see like all the different sizes of a Bella and Canvas shirt of the specific model number, you can see all the color options, you can see all the sizing options, you can see the shipping costs. So it tells you like what's the US shipping cost, what's the international shipping cost on all of those items. And not just shirts, but they get into like stickers and posters and everything else that Printful does, just as an example. Nice. And you can actually take all that data and that information and plug it straight into like a Shopify store and then link that up to Amazon on Seller Central. And then you could do like one design with like 3,000 different items that you can do from Printful. You push all 3,000 of them to Seller Central on Amazon. And now one design is like 3,000 listings on Amazon, alongside Merch by Amazon, but just regular Amazon on Seller Central. And you get a number of advantages. Number one, there's no tiers on Seller Central, right? So you don't have to worry about what tier.
That's a big advantage.
Make as many designs as you want, right? Number two, you get back-end data. You can see how many people are clicking on your search term. So if you want to do some like next level research on your own designs, load them all up to Merch by Amazon, because I know everybody loves Merch by Amazon, and I love it as well. Some people think I don't love it, but I do. I like it. But you can also take the same designs and load them up on Seller Central and then look at the traffic. You can see how many people click on the page. When do they click on the page? Where do they go? Where do they come from? Right? All that stuff's available on Seller Central. So when people are thinking about like, oh, I wish I knew what my search terms were. I don't know what people are clicking on. Do they click on it or not? I'm like, just load it on Seller Central, right? And if they buy it, great, really still make a sale, right? Get it fulfilled through Printful. Get it fulfilled through Shirtly if you want, right? You can get it fulfilled through any number of print-on-demand fulfillment centers. The book has more than 10 what I call back-end fulfillment centers.
Oh, good. I didn't even know there were 10. Well, maybe there's...
Oh, there's tons. There's way more than 10.
Yeah.
So that's
a good list to know.
Yeah, just in chapter 5, I have at least 10 different places that will do fulfillment for you to a connected, regardless of what platform you're on. So if you want to do print on demand on eBay, you can have it on eBay and you can have that connected. I actually show you how to connect print on demand to eBay and in the book, exactly the steps, how to connect it, where exactly to connect. Christina, I know you've read the book, so you've seen, you're nodding here, right? You get this. And so I show you exactly how to connect it. And then if you want to do print on demand and have those items, so you have no inventory, there's no storage, you don't have to ship anything, you just make the listing, you have it on eBay. Nobody that's selling on Merch by Amazon has the exact listing on eBay. So think about all the competition on Merch by Amazon.
Yeah.
There's a lot, right? You eliminate all that competition and list on eBay, right? And then you connect that to a back-end pod, print on demand.
Yeah.
And so then you can have all these items. Not only that, but you can have more than just like shirts and hoodies and like the handful of items that Merch by Amazon has. I'm so happy that they added more items, right? When the first edition of the book, I think they just had regular shirt, and then they came out with the premium, and it was like, yeah, there's a premium, awesome, right? And then now there's like hoodies and zip up hoodies and pop sockets and all kinds of different things, right? But if you look at the print on demand companies, like Printful, I give as an example, just because they're very easy to integrate with many platforms, right? And there's, people have opinions about it, like, oh, I like the shirt quality, or I don't like the shirt quality, or I like the shipping costs, or I don't like the shipping costs, or, do they deliver on time? Don't they deliver on time? It depends on the season, all that stuff, right? I just gave them as an example to give you an idea of all the kinds of things that you can print with print on demand, because it's not just shirts and t-shirts. You can get like phone cases, you can get all these different things, right?
I like
which
this
integration?
question.
So there's 3 of them that I like. One is Printful. You can do a direct integration with Printful, which is just convenient, right? One of them is through Shopify. Shopify is by far my favorite integration for Seller Central, because you can connect multiple pods, right? Think about this. You don't have to just pick one. You can pick more than one. You could integrate Shirtly and Printful and Printora and Scalable Press and Custom Cat. That's just 5, just off the top of my head. Connect all of them to your Shopify store, and then one connection from Shopify straight into Amazon Seller Central. And now you have access to all of the products from all of those things that qualify for your authorization on Amazon Seller Central. And the book shows you exactly how to do that. Now, you saw earlier with the chocolate example, I have bought UPCs. So I do have a list of them, and I can add UPCs for individual items, but you don't have to have them to sell on Amazon Seller Central. You can get a GTIN exemption, right?
I did that, yeah.
And I show you in the book exactly where to go, exactly how to get a GTIN exemption. It allows you to list all of your items on Amazon on Seller Central, right? So you can connect, like I just named 5 of those print-on-demand companies: Custom Cat, Printora, Scalable Press, Printful, whatever the other one is.
Yeah.
Hit rewind if it's a replay, right?
Yeah.
So you can go see them. You can connect all of those to Shopify, and again, plug your Shopify connection straight into Amazon Seller Central, right? So there's Printful has a direct integration. You got Shopify, you can connect many pods to that. Like Shirtly, for example, you can connect that to Amazon Seller Central. And then you could also do GearBubble. So GearBubble has a direct connection straight into Amazon Seller Central. And in my update right now, I'm working on other companies that are connected directly into Seller Central, but I'm not going to name them all because I'm still doing the research on them. I got to check everything that I put in the book. I've checked and I've connected it. And when I connect it, I show you exactly what I did to connect it. So you can literally just like a checklist, you can just check off and be like, okay, do this, got it, do this, got it, do this, got it. You get to the end of your checklist, you're like, hey, I'm done, right? So yeah, Jacob, where could someone purchase the book from? So Tim,
Everyone.
I recommend the number one recommendation. Yeah, you can get it all over the place. I recommend that you go down to the link under this video, whether you're live or the replay, and you can buy it there. And a portion of the money will go to the Merch Money Show.
Yay.
Right? And the other portion will go to the author, which is me. So it's totally selfish for me to say that. But yeah, so you can buy it on Gumroad using that link. You could also buy it on Amazon if you want the print version. You can get it on Amazon.com, .ca, .uk, .jp, .brazil, .everywhere. It's on
and
like
Target and Barnes and Noble. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And Jacob reached top 10 in e-commerce textbooks in Canada.
Yeah.
Did you beat out? Who did you beat out? You beat out.
I bet out the Dan Locke's FU Money.
Dan Locke. You beat out Dan Locke.
Yeah. And I didn't run any ads. I did it ad free, 0 ads. Yeah, so I saw the ranking and I'm like, man, if I sell like a few more books, I'm gonna beat Dan Locke, and I see him on YouTube all the time.
Incredible.
I'm like it's crazy.
I feel like you need to email him or message or whatever.
I should send him my book. You mean?
Yeah, something to like get a connection and like meet him or something, because I think that would be so cool.
Yeah. So Dan Locke, if people don't know Dan Locke, I dare you to go onto YouTube and type in "FU Money" by Dan Locke, and then just hit the enter key and see what happens. Because he has excellent retargeting. Let me tell you that. Once you start seeing the Dan Locke videos, you're going to get lots of Dan Locke marketing.
He's a very good marketer. Yeah. So be careful.
Yeah. But he's spending a lot of money to market. I spend like no money on marketing. I don't spend money on marketing. All my stuff's organic. So where we're going with that? Okay. So that category that it was, so it reached number 6 on Amazon Canada in the category of entrepreneurship textbook. And I'm like, yes, because you only get, when you upload a book into KDP, you only get to pick one category per marketplace, right? So in Canada, I picked entrepreneurship textbook. I'm like, I don't know, it's like a textbook. It looks like a text, like this is the book, okay? It's thick. It's got like lots of pages, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just all pictures and stuff. If you look into it, there's a lot of text, like it's real writing. I actually show people how to do this. What kind of stuff can I sell? I don't live in the US. Can I still sell? How much stuff does it cost to buyers? How do I tell people where to buy my stuff? How do I get paid? What's the best place to sell on? Who else is doing this? Why haven't I heard about this? Why isn't everybody doing this? Is this real? So like this is a list of questions. I just opened a random page, right? This is like a list of questions that I answer in the book. So I'll like list out all the questions that somebody might ask. And then the next part of the book is like answering all the questions. So I've got like every answer to every question that somebody's ever asked me. I just keep putting them in the book, right?
Do you have the answer to the question, what do you do for a living?
So that's a good question. So
that's one I never know how to answer.
I've been selling online for a very long time. So I started selling online on eBay, Canada, in 1999. Before that, I was making websites. So you could say I was selling the online rather than selling on online. So I'm also a web developer. I do contract work for the government. So I've got my badge on right now from work. I'm on a new contract, and we got to be careful what I say here. So it's a private contract through my company, through another agency into the government. And they bring me in because I've got some unusual special skills with regards to software development. And my official title for the position that I'm on, I can tell you that, is technical advisor. So I'm a technical advisor / developer for a contract. So that is where I spend a lot of the time during the daytime. I don't really talk about this online because it's very private, and I've got like crazy security clearance. So I got to be careful about how much I can say.
Yeah.
I was saying to Helen the other day, she's like, well, where do you work? And I'm like, I'm downtown Ottawa. She's like, but where? And I'm like, it's an unmarked building in downtown Ottawa. There's like 2 hotels. So if you really want to know, you can find places in Ottawa where there's 2 hotels on either end, and then there's like giant 20, 30 story buildings in between. I'm in one of those buildings, but they're not marked. Like you can't find it on Google Maps. So, so I do that. And then I also, I earn money from the book sales. So, Tara told me not to say how much we earn, but I can say that this book, Merch in the World of Print on Demand by Jacob Topping, between the print copy and the Gumroad copy, has sold more than $100,000 worth of the book. So that's like 6-figure income just from one product, right? Yeah. And it's a print on demand product. It's on demand. Like when you buy this on Amazon, they print it off and send it to you. If you buy it on Gumroad, like a digital copy is produced and it's downloaded, right? Yeah. And you can put it on your Kindle, you can put it on your desktop, on your phone, right? Helen, you have it on your phone, right?
Yep, I have it on my phone.
So you can bring it up and you can reference to it anytime. There's only 11 chapters, so it's very well organized into like, I've got a question about marketing, go to chapter 5. It's marketing, right? If you've got a question about like, what about a pod? Go to the pod section, right? If you want to know about like, what kind of software do I need to do print on demand? There's a whole chapter 3 is all about like the tools and the technologies that you can use to make your own designs, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, well, what if I'm not like, I can't draw? Well, then what do I do? Well, then there's a chapter on outsourcing, right? It shows you like how to hire other people to make your drawings for you, right? Or if you're like,
it really has everything that you need.
There's chapter 8 is just a straight up Q&A. So there's like all kinds of questions. I think there's like 40 or 50 pages of questions with answers to every single question.
RJ's here. Hey, RJ.
Hey, RJ, what's up? So there's a whole section about beginners, right? So if you want to understand like what is print on demand, what does that mean? What people say pod, it's print on demand, right? So if anybody doesn't know that, we can explain it real quick. You upload a design, you create a listing, you have a title, a description, a price, right? For the description, you describe it. This is similar whether it's Merch by Amazon or other platforms. Some of them have more fields, more descriptions, like different languages, all that stuff. But basically, you upload a design, goes onto a marketplace where people see it for sale. And when they buy it, it's made. The product is made at that time, and it's sent to the person who bought it. And you get paid either the difference between the cost of making it and what it sold for. So that's the difference. Or in Merch by Amazon's case, you get paid a royalty, right? So they just send you cash as a royalty, right? And they are the seller, so they're responsible for like all the taxation and collection and all that stuff. It makes it easy.
Yeah,
right?
it's amazing. I love the print on demand, like how it just can keep going. Like you can sell the same thing, like just like you said, like the book or the same T-shirt over and over and over again.
Yeah, or chocolate. You can
do chocolate or low content books. Here's the question.
It's print on demand.
Thing.
I'm going to answer the question in a second. It's print on demand, guys. You order chocolate, and we make the chocolate, and we put it into a mold, okay, and then on demand, and then we mail it to you. Like Helen, she's got a chocolate bar. She was eating it.
It's delicious. Oh, speaking of which, I think I'll have another piece. I still have some.
Before you have that,
I still have half a chocolate bar left.
Can you still taste it from the original piece you had? Some of the flavor?
Well, I did have some wine after, so
yeah,
I need to refresh my memory.
There you go. Okay, question for Jacob. Do you believe the info in your book can be applied to low content books in addition to t-shirts? Yeah, heck yeah. It can be applied to anything. So the whole first part of chapter 5 has nothing to do with print on demand. It's like original content that I wrote from my head. Let's see if I get to the beginning of it. So yeah, this is very applicable. So there's at the beginning of chapter 5, like it's a real book with writing. Okay, it's not just pictures and stuff. So at the beginning of
shouting you out, Jacob.
What's that?
Sorry, Teresa. She's saying she found out about merch from you.
Oh, hey Teresa, thank you. Because I can't see any of the comments or anything, guys. But so somebody asked, is the content applicable to other things like KDP and low content books and stuff? Yes, it is. So the marketing chapter has basics of marketing. Like it's really like a textbook. So it talks about like, why would you want to market? What is marketing? How does marketing work? And then there's marketing 201.
We spent over an hour talking about marketing the first episode. So if you guys missed that, with Jacob, it was our second show ever. Go back and watch that one. That was all about marketing.
It's marketing 201, how to know what people want, right? Like I know people like chocolate, so I made a chocolate company because people want chocolate, right?
Yeah.
So give people what they want. With print on demand, it works like that. With low content books, it works like that too, right? If you want to do KDP and make low content books, give them what they want. Find out what they're searching for, make it, and then they find yours, right?
Jay's asking how's the chocolate and vino. Now I need another sip of vino to double check it's still good.
Yeah, it's very good chocolate.
It's delicious. It's a very good episode, chocolate and wine.
So this is like 3 pages into answering this question here.
Ecom Chicago, I saw them. I'm sorry, Jacob.
Yeah.
Ecom Chicago, if you're still watching, I saw you watching earlier.
Yeah.
This is the glass you guys gave us for speaking there. So thank you.
Very good. So 10 things buyers value. It's not just time, or it's not just price, right? They value time, price, convenience, quality, exclusivity, variety, customization, mitigating remorse, like they don't want to feel bad when they buy stuff, surprise, reputation. And then I write a whole section about each of these things. Like, what is the thing? Why does it matter? How can you apply it to print on demand? So these are real concepts. You can apply it not just to print on demand, you can apply it to anything, right? Like quality. Somebody will rather have a Gucci bag rather than like some unknown name brand in China at Walmart, and they'll pay like, $5,000, $10,000 for a purse when they can they could get a purse for like $10, right?
Yeah.
You could literally have 1,000 purses that are $10, or you could have one $10,000 purse.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that will buy the $10,000 purse because it's a quality purse. It's well made. Right. It has special materials, right? Exclusivity, variety, right? People go to Merch by Amazon because of variety. Like if you want to buy something, it's probably on Amazon. If it's not on Amazon, It's probably not something that people want to buy. Surprise, right? Like you got a chocolate bar today, right, Helen?
Yes.
And inside, what was inside your chocolate bar? Other than the gold and the delicious
The
chocolate bar.
note.
But you didn't expect that, right?
Nope.
Like you got secret messages in your chocolate bar order.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? That's surprising, right?
We're still hoping for that golden ticket to Canada. So
I know that'll
Well-
be really surprising if I get that one.
Hey, I got a tip, Christina.
yeah.
Order a whole bunch of chocolate bars and see if one of them has a golden ticket in it.
All right, I will.
You just gotta keep ordering them and see if one of them
Now
has
you
a
gotta
golden
put one
ticket.
in there for her.
You know what I should do? I should be like one out of every 100 bars has a golden ticket in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's a good
just
marketing.
Like what
I could be like,
you
look,
should.
when we make the bars, every 100th chocolate bar has the special thing in it, like a golden ticket.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I'm not going to tell you which ones it are, but like order 101, you're guaranteed to get one, right?
Yeah.
But that would be great because it's a $10 chocolate bar. So, you know, if you're spending over $1,000 on chocolate, I'm happy to include the golden ticket. So the economics work, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Good. That's a good idea. So I go into niche research, right? Because people are like, well, I want to like buy a niche research support or something. Or I want to like know how to do it. So I go into like how to do niche research, trending items, bestsellers, seasonal, evergreen, big groups, event-based stuff, causes, things, activities, hobbies. And I'm not just listing the items. I write like a lot of content about each one of these things in the book. I'm just kind of flipping through my book because people are asking, right?
Yeah.
So all of that
Should we-
applies to anything, whether it's KDP, whether it's merch by Amazon, or whether it's a private label product, whether it's a
So
chocolate bar
this is
company.
A lot of information, which
Yeah.
so last time, hold on.
Facebook Pixel. There's a
Right.
whole thing about what is it? How does it work? How do you target stuff? You could use Facebook Pixel to sell mugs, right? You could do print-on-demand mugs with like
I
insulated
gotta stop
lids.
you for a second, Jacob. So
Yeah.
I'm good at interrupting. I gotta do it sometimes.
Yeah, do interrupt me.
Oh, Nick Eden's here too. Hey, Nick. So there's a lot of information in this book, and one thing is like sometimes it's hard to like take it all in and take action on it. So last time we had Jacob on a year and a half ago, I got the book, I read it, but I didn't I didn't take action on everything, so I forgot.
You should have like an action group.
Yes, thank you. So I just wanted to put that in here now. So Christina and I were trying to think like, what could we do to help people this time, like really take action with this book, unlike what I did the last time.
Do it.
So Christina, you want to say what we're gonna do?
No, you go for it.
No, you do it. Okay. Well, we're gonna do a group that's gonna be. Well, it's going to be just a mastermind group in general going forward. But the first project that we're going to do in the group is to go through this book step by step by step and read the whole thing all together. But we'll be putting content in the group about the book, talking about implementing the ideas instead of just reading the book. So, so that's an option if you guys want to do that. Of course, you could just get the book. We have the link in the description. But if you want to do the group with us, we're going to give you the book free, but it's a paid group. So it's $29.99 a month. So the first 2 months basically is the cost of the book. So, and you can cancel at any time. So you could cancel after the 2 months if you wanted to. But
I just want to pause you for a second.
Yeah.
What I just heard you say is you've got a paid group.
Mm-hmm.
There's a monthly fee.
Mm-hmm.
The book that you're giving people in the group costs more than the monthly fee.
Yes.
So it's like, if you think logically, like some people are logical, some are just emotional. The logic is, if you want a copy of this book, right?
Yeah.
And you want to make money for yourself.
Yeah.
Running a business about print on demand, right? Then join the group that you're starting.
Yeah.
And you will get a free copy of this book, which will help you to make more money.
Yeah.
And you'll have,
right?
Lots of help along the way. Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I got it right, because sometimes I get excited and I forget what we're doing, and that's what I heard. I'm like, you get that book for free if you join up a group, and the group costs less than the book. So if you're a logical person, that's what you do. Now, What about the not logical people, the emotional people, right? Emotional.
The emotional
So-
people are going to want to hang out with us, so they'll do
Yeah.
it anyway.
Okay, I've got one for emotional people. If you read and take the action on this book, it's very likely that you're going to make way more money than you spent.
Yeah.
That's maybe still logical, but Christina, give me an emotional, the non-logical reason you joined the group.
A non-logical reason.
Something that is not logical.
That
You would
they
just join
might
the
get
group
chocolate or
because
something.
Yeah, that they literally just want to come hang out with us, and that's it.
there you go. If you love Christina and Helen and Jacob, then you could join that group. I'll be in the group.
Yes, Jacob's going to be in the group, so that'll be even more added. Like any question you have, he's right there.
And Helen, you're going to be in the group, right?
Yes.
So if you like spending time with Helen, join the group. Or Christina, you're over here. Where are you? Here. Christina, are you going to be in the group?
I am.
Christina is going to be in the group, emotional people. Christina and Helen and Jacob, we're all going to be in the group. And everybody else that joined the group, they're going to be in the group, right?
It's just really important to take action, which is what I did take action on certain things when I read the book the first time, but not the whole book. So it'll be a lot better this time. I'm doing it to hold myself accountable, to actually do everything in the book.
Yeah.
She's getting back to the logic. She's like, if I took action, I would have a lot more money.
Exactly.
Now let's help people get action.
Exactly.
I'm trying to appeal to the emotional people. The logic is already there. Like, I mean, you join your group and you get a free book that's worth more than the group. You should definitely do that.
And the other thing
Mario, it's the ebook. Just because it's just easier with shipping and coordinating and everything. Everybody gets the ebook.
Well, and it's instant, and you can also reference it. So everybody that has the ebook, you'll all be on the same page in the ebook. You can follow along quickly. And get this, it's a PDF, so you can do a search. Right? This is what I do myself. So if I have a question and I forget what I already wrote about, I open up my ebook, I do a search on my computer. I literally do this. It's a Control F. I type in what I was thinking. I hit enter. I get like 3 results or 100 results, depending on what I type. And then I just flip through my own book and I'll read my own book. Like you can tell this is my copy that I use myself. And I've put I bookmark sections for myself to remember.
Nice.
I don't even know what they are, but I'll open one up. I'll be like, oh, extras. Okay, there's a multi-pod uploader. Interesting. Oh, what's this? Marketing on social media. Okay, great. So there's like all these different ways you can market based on purchasing behavior.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Instagram.
We've figured out through like the KDP challenge and the Etsy challenge that like sort of the support you get from these small groups when you're all working on the same sort of content together, it's just really motivating. So we want to kind of just carry that through and use your book as the guide for us, because it covers everything. So, we're planning on saying, okay, this week we're going to cover, this chapter and this chapter. And for those of you that have been in our Etsy mastermind group, I envision we're running like the same kind of way. Lots of video tutorials. If you're not someone who can like sit down and read and follow those instructions, I'm going to be doing it along with you. Same thing with Helen.
Yeah.
And so I'm envisioning lots of tutorials and things like that so that, so those visual, kind of do it with you type of people, they'll be able to do it as well. So, and of course probably a live Q&A a couple of times a month, to basically get everyone's questions and, just keep building that teamwork and keep that momentum going. So
they're getting a lot of, you just mentioned a lot of things. They're getting the free book if they join, right? They get all that support. They get live Q&A questions with you guys and with people that you bring on, right?
Yep.
How much again is it per month?
$29.99.
Yeah.
$29.99. So that's for a month, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So October's got 31 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many days out of the month can they access that content?
All of the days.
All of the days. Okay, so it's $29.99. That's less than 30. And there's 31 days. So that's like, I'm gonna do the quick math. Cha-ching, it is less than $1 a day.
Cha-ching.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But what about September only has 30 days? So there's 30 days in September. but it's only $29.99. So
You're
September,
saving a penny in there.
it's less than $1 a day for September. And November has 30 days, right?
Yes.
30 days has November.
Yep.
That's like a rhyme, right?
Yeah.
So 30 days in November, and it's $29.99. So like for the 1 month, it's less than $1 a day, right?
Yep.
Oh, Patty has a good point. She says she already has the book. She still wants to be in anyway, though. But if you already have the book, just message me. We'll think of a different prize for you. We'll probably give you a month free or something like that for the group. So just message me if you already have the book and still want to be part of the mastermind.
Ask her, has she read the book?
Exactly. Have you read the book? Because that's the other thing, like even like all our support will be awesome, but also just doing it with everyone. Like it makes you feel like you're part of something. It reminds you like when other people are taking action and you see their results and you're like, well, why haven't I done that yet? Like it kind of reminds you to just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you, all three of us are in the Etsy 30-day challenge, right?
Yes.
So like with RJ Martinez and Matt Sheeran and Jay D'Souza and Dion Baker, it's very good, guys. It's not even finished yet. We're still doing it. And I will say this, and Helen has said it, Christina has said it. I haven't said it yet, but having somebody to walk you through every day and motivate you to do one task, to take action on one thing every day will have enormous returns on the amount of things you'll get done. Like, when I wake up in the morning and I go to work and I'm sitting at work doing my stuff for my contract, which I talked about earlier a little bit, without telling you what I do, I use a computer and I've got my phone with me in these headphones and I plug it into the phone. So I'm like doing work for the federal government. Okay. I'm like doing some hardcore cutting edge technology stuff. And while I'm doing that, I've got like Dion and Jay and RJ and Matt, and they're like telling me, and I can see their picture. I just glance over every once in a while, right? Everybody thinks I'm like listening to music. I'm like, no, I'm listening to the Etsy 30-day challenge, right? While I'm at work. So people are like, well, how do you have a full-time job and do this? And I'm like, you commit to it. So by paying money in a group that Helen and Christina are going to have available, you're going to be committed to doing it because you're paying to do it, right? And then you take action every day and it all adds up. It's cumulative. It has a cumulative benefit, right? It's very powerful. And the Etsy Day 30 challenge, by the way, is very good. So, you know, if you missed out, you should have done it. We all said it was a good deal, and it is. Just saying.
Mr. Stevens, I think he wants to get the books, but not sure about the group. Yes, we do have an affiliate link for the book. If you would like that, that's in the description. So you could get the book just by itself. The group,
can people join the group right now, or is it later?
You can join the group right now. Yeah. He's not directly connected, Mr. Stevens, but he's welcome to join the group if he wants to.
Yeah.
But anyway,
so
yes, the group.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say the group is in the description. It's a Facebook group. You can ask to join that. But to join that, did you set up the link to actually?
Yeah. Yep.
Christina's so on top of everything. It's awesome.
Yep. I just dropped the link in the chat, and it's also in the description as well, the YouTube description. So it's just over at our website, merchmoney.com, and it's under the training link at the top. So if you are on any of the pages, I've dropped a direct link, but if you go to the home page and you just click training, that'll take you there and you'll see a subscribe now button.
Perfect. So easy. Thank you so much. Bonuses. Yes, the Gumroad has the bonuses, right? Gumroad version of the book.
Yeah. So if you want any of the bonus files that come with the book called Merch and the World, we didn't even mention the name of the book. I can't believe it. We're like,
are you sure?
Like
we really never said
not a single. We showed it, but okay.
Oh my
so it's
God.
called. There's this book, guys. It's called Merch in the World of Print on Demand. It's by this cool guy, Jacob Topping, right? Related to me, also me. Anyways. It has bonuses in the Gumroad version of the book. So there's bonus files. We give you over 1,000 special dates. We give over 1,000 different professions. And when I say over 1,000, I'm like 1,010. It's like over 1,500, right? You get a link showing you over 3,000 different individual items you can get done print on demand, including all the stats for them. So like the sizing, the colors, the pricing for shipping, the weight of the items, like all that stuff. for anybody that's into data and wants to set something up special, you can like integrate all that into your marketplace. Those are all the bonus files. There's also a link file that I added. So it has every single link that's in the book is in one file as a bonus item for the book. So you can like quickly scroll through that and see it. There's also, the book has dozens and dozens of videos linked to it. So like Christina said before, if you're reading through the book and you get bored of reading, you can like click on one of the links from the Gumroad version because it's clickable. Or you click on the link, it takes you straight to the content. So if you want to say like, okay, well, I read what the steps are. There's like 12 steps, but I want to watch somebody do it. So you just click on the video and boom, it's like a video showing you exactly what the steps are and how to do it, right? Or
Awesome.
Like the book itself has many hours of video, all of which have been curated. They're not like random videos. There's not like random search, right? And you think about the value of it. The book itself has over 1,000 hours of research that I personally put into it. And so by joining the group with Helen and Christina, it's going to allow you to walk through and take action on all the things because it is really content rich. Like you can just pick it up any page. Like give me a number between 1 and 300.
274.
Okay, so 274. Like I spent a lot of time making sure the content was good. So page 274. Okay, it's more content, no pictures or anything. Why haven't I heard about this before? Well, in retail sales, there are all kinds of things that people don't know about. There are professional thrifters, there's coupon clippers, there's yard sale fans, auction addicts, there's wholesalers, retailers, distributors, liquidators, e-commerce empires, all kinds and sorts. The podcrowd of the sellers is large and growing, but it's still relatively small and not yet mature. It means that you can expect many more sellers to come onto the internet day by day and more services trying to get pieces of that pie. So for example, Merch by Amazon only started allowing third-party sellers to sell pod selling from a non-app developers in September the 30th, 2015, just over 2.5 years ago at the time of it was written, right? So the whole industry is changing and quickly. Cafe Press, Redbubble, and Zazzle have been around for a while. Printful is quickly growing with integrations into multiple other online platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, for example. Think of the pod as one of the best kept secrets that most people haven't already yet. So this has got to be chapter 8, right? So like this is one of the questions on one page, and I just read only this much.
Yeah.
So in this much information on a random page, I've told you about Cafe Press, Redbubble, Zazzle, multiple online things. I've given you more ways that you can sell. So coupon clipping, you can make money doing that. Yard sale fans, you can make money from them as a niche also by doing it. Wholesalers, retailers, distributors, liquidators, right? Like liquidators, you can go into a store that's shutting down and buy stuff for like 99% off.
Wow.
Like imagine going into a Target that's going into business and being like, okay, so everything that costs $1 costs a penny.
I've
Everything
done it.
Costs, right?
Remember when oh my gosh, I already forgot the name of the store that went out of business. Radio Shack. Radio Shack went out of business, and I went to all the different Radio Shacks and
you got crazy deals, right?
shipped it all into FBA. Yeah, that was crazy. That was like
that's just like
few months.
A random page number, the first paragraph of that page.
Yeah.
There's value in every freaking paragraph in the whole book, right?
So Mr. Stevens, this is definitely not just for beginners. It's for seasoned people as well. I got the book 1.5 years ago, and I still haven't gone through all of it. There's so much in there to start doing.
So I'll give you some concrete examples because like if you haven't read it already, you don't know like what is an example of an advanced thing. So in the book, there's a whole chapter on automation. Okay, chapter 7. It's about how to automate up to 100% of your business. Okay. So people know about virtual assistants. That's fine. You can get a virtual assistant to like make your designs, to update your listings, to find new niches for you. You can get a virtual assistant to do research for you. You can get a virtual assistant to manage your other virtual assistants. So let's say you have like 5 virtual assistants and you want to not manage them. You can hire somebody to manage them. Now you have 6, but you're not doing anything, right? But that's only a portion of your business. You could also automate your designs. So you could pay developers or designers to send you the designs so you don't have to design anything. Then you can pay virtual assistants to upload them. In fact, you can do software. You don't even have to do a virtual assistant. There's software available that you can use to upload your designs into multiple platforms, right? You can pay a virtual assistant to do all the keywording, descriptions, titling, and pricing for all those things, right? I'm just naming like 3 different items that you can automate. There's a whole chapter. So the chapter goes through multiple different types of ways that you could automate your business And under each of those ways, I outline multiple ways that you could pick somebody. So for example, with virtual assistants, I give you multiple different companies that offer it, exactly what the pricing are, what the differences are between them, how they work, how to do them, how to hire a virtual assistant. All of that is in a part of one section of part of one chapter in the book, just on automation, right? I talk about artificial intelligence. I talk about using computers to run your ads for you on Facebook, on Instagram. I teach you how to use Google Shopping to allow people to have listings of your print on demand on Google searches. So when you do a Google search and it has like a bunch of t-shirt recommendations, I show you how to get into that, and I show you how to do it for free. So you don't have to pay for them, right? One thing that we didn't mention about the book is there's coupons in the book, right? So if you want to take a course, we've been talking about the Etsy 30-day challenge. So I'm taking that. It's very good. Helen, you're taking it. Christina, you're taking it, right?
Yeah.
But if you wanted a different course, right? Like Jacob Bates, he's got a course, not a course, but he has a book about Etsy. If you get my book, you can actually link to his book, and you can get more information on more in depth on different things. So whether it's books, there's a course that I have in there, and you get $100 off the course. So if you wanted to take a course that's saved with videos and walks you through and everything, you get $100 less price for that if you have my book, because it has the code to save you $100.
Yeah.
The book's only $57.
How do you do the update for the book?
Okay, so for the Gumroad version of the book, it's an ebook, right? And so when you get the Gumroad version, which you can get from the link below, then every time there's a new update for the book, I push it into Gumroad, and it automatically distributes to every single person that's ever bought any copy of the book, any edition of the Gumroad version of the book. And it goes into your Gumroad library. So as soon as I come out with a new edition, everybody who's ever bought the Gumroad version from anybody, from any affiliate, from me directly, from just Gumroad random search, everybody gets all of the future updates as I roll them out for free in your Gumroad library. So you go to your Gumroad library and you'll see a new file with the new updated version of the book. I'm going to answer this too. So Jason Parker says, where do I sign up for the course? So the course that you guys are talking about is your own course. It's a Facebook group. It's a paid group. It's $29.99 per month. And the link is in the description below where it says sign up for the paid course. Yeah. Just click on the link.
Yep.
Merch money /training / is it course? Let me take a look.
I think if you just go to merchmoney.com and then at the top of the page, you can just click training and that'll take you right there.
Yeah. Or if you're one of the things we're doing with web development right now is we're doing accessibility training. So if you don't know where the top of the page is, or you're visually impaired, you could say https://merchmoney.com/pages/training.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Or if you're
that sounds like something Flav would teach me. He is constantly trying to help me up my game with websites and with all this.
Yeah. Do you guys ever design for do you guys know that 30% of men are colorblind?
I did hear something like that. I didn't know the percentage, but yeah.
Imagine if you knew what the types of, there's 6 kinds of color blindness, okay? So if you know what they are and you're designing shirts, are your shirts that you're doing for print on demand, are they visible by people that are colorblind?
Oh, that's a good tip right there.
That's a lot of people. Let's say you have a country.
Card store.
I'm going to answer this question in a second, but I just want to get into this. So let's say there's 300 million people in a country. The United States has many more than that, but let's just take 300 million, right? And let's say half of them are men, half of them are women, right? So that means there's 150 men, 150 million men, 150 million women, right? So you got 150 million men, a third of them are colorblind. That's 50 million guys. You know they're a guy, you know they're colorblind. Can they see your shirts?
I gotta go check my shirts.
It makes a difference, right? It makes a difference what colors you use.
It does.
The colors make a difference. Anyways, just a can you put that question back up again? So what's that question?
It wasn't a question. It was just a comment. She said that she bought Flav's course because of my testimonial this past weekend.
Perfect.
So that's awesome.
You could rephrase it and say Helen recommends good content.
Flav is honestly, he's helped me a lot. We wouldn't have even had the podcast if he hadn't taught me how to do a podcast.
Yeah. So can we do some rapid fire questions?
Yeah.
It's alive. We're still alive.
We're
It's not
still
even
live.
recording time yet. We're still creating content. Can we talk about KDP? I'm waiting for 30 days for that. Okay, so all of the marketing information that's in my book is applicable to KDP. So we teach you pricing, how to price something. We talk about why do people buy things, like the theory behind why people shop, right? We talk about multiple platforms, right? So with KDP, think of KDP as an additional print-on-demand platform. And instead of thinking about shirts, think about books. But it's still the same thing. You have a design, you have the low content thing that people are promoting, right? If you want to like add high content, you could write a book. Like this is a print-on-demand item that's available on KDP, and it's sold thousands of copies and made over $100,000 from one listing. I don't know a lot of low content books that are making like 6 figures.
Yeah.
But like,
well, not many people can beat out Dan Locke. I still can't believe that.
So, and I mean, I took screenshots too, because I didn't believe it either. But I was like number 6 in Canada for entrepreneurship textbook. Right? So anyway, but yeah, to answer your question, all of the content that applies to print on demand also applies to KDP. The only difference is on one hand, you have a design that's for a shirt, and the other hand, you have a design that would go into a book. And then you have the content of the book, and there's more options and more variables. So it's a little bit more complex. But you could also say the things about rugs, right? If you wanted to have a rug store on Shopify, you can use this book to sell rugs on Shopify, and you could do them print on demand. Because in the book, I show you how to get rugs, right? If you want to do a swimwear line and say, hey, I only sell bikinis and I sell swim shorts, and I'm going to apply to people that are crazy and swim a lot, right? Well, then you could have a whole store with like 500 different most popular designs and sell nothing but tops, bottoms, full body bathing suits, and maybe men's short bathing suits. That's like 4 different types of items times 500 items. You'd have a 2,000 unit store, and all of the units you would get paid on if anybody bought anything, right? So if they bought like the yellow bikini, you'd get paid. If they bought the yellow swimsuit, you would get paid. If they bought the yellow shorts, you would get paid. That's the beauty of print on demand. It's not just shirts, right?
Yeah,
you get like,
it's really not. It could be anything.
This is a print on demand item. It's got a silicone lid, right? And it's a mug. You can print on demand ceramics. You can print on demand wood. You can print on demand glass. You can print on demand plastic. You can print on demand all kinds of different things. And all of those things are in this book. And I have examples of what they are and where to get them and what you can print on them. But so let's get this. Here's a question from Patty. Patty says, Jacob, what are your top 5 pods? Okay, so my personal favorite, Patty, I like Merch by Amazon because it's super easy. And I'm like I said earlier, I don't do a lot of paid marketing. He just said
I like Merch by Amazon first.
Yeah.
Well, I love that.
I've listed it in the book. So I'll tell you my top 5. Merch by Amazon, or Amazon, if you want to consider that as a second one. So Amazon through Seller Central, even better than Merch by Amazon, in my opinion. Etsy, Redbubble, Zazzle, and it was Teespring, but I would say TeePublic.
I would squeeze KDP in there. So the top 3 are all Amazon platforms. Merch, Amazon, KDP. But yeah,
I mean, you could. I mean, if you want to just go heavy on Amazon, you could sell on Merch by Amazon. Okay, so you got your shirts, you got your hoodies, you got pop sockets. You could sell on regular Amazon, which is just like through Seller Central, right? Then you could do KDP, which is owned by Amazon. Used to be CreateSpace, and then they had KDP, and then there was both of them. Now they merged. So you got KDP, so you can sell merch stuff, anything, print on demand, books, and then you could also do Amazon custom, right? So you could have.
I was going to say, yeah.
So you could have like cutting boards with a custom name on it. You could have like dog collars for your pets. You could have like glasses with your name on them. You could have, I don't know, any kind of thing that you can customize with a laser engraver or a glass etching or like chemical etching or print on demand. You can connect print on demand to Amazon custom, right? So you could have customized print on demand, right? So if you want to connect like Shirtly through Shopify and connect that to Seller Central through Amazon custom, it can happen. You can do custom stuff. And then boom, Amazon handmade. There's 5 different ways.
Just on Amazon.
And all 5 of them you can connect to on-demand products And all 5 of them you can sell just on Amazon.
You got to figure out a
by
way
Amazon.
to tie in Pod to Amazon services. That's a whole nother platform.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You could.
I'll go to your house and customize. No,
You start doing cross Amazon niches, right? I'm going to go to your house and make you a custom handmade thing using my special laser engraving service to your door, right?
I'll mow your name into your lawn.
That's right. We're going to mow your lawn, and at the end, we're going to laser engrave the lawnmower and provide it to you through Amazon, right? We're just joking around right now.
All right,
you could do that.
You live anywhere near Deep River,
literally
Ontario.
Possible. Well, I don't know where Deep River, Ontario is. Let me check. I'll see how close I live. I live about an hour west of Ottawa, so if that's close to Deep River, let me think. Deep River, Ontario.
And the next question is top 5 econ tools.
Oh yeah, I do live close to Deep River, Ontario. I live so when I look out my front window of my house, I can see the Ottawa River, and I see Deep River is also along the Ottawa River next to Chalk River, which is like a I gotta be careful what I say here. So Chalk River, there is a nuclear facility in Chalk River for Canada that lots of scientists work at. That's next to Petawawa, which is known for its army base, which is right next to Chalk River. And then there's Pembroke. And then after Pembroke, if you kind of go down the road a little bit, you eventually drive into my house. So if you drive along the Ottawa River and you can see the river, you will pass my house. That's all I can say.
Nice.
So I'm about, I don't know, I'm like less than 3 hours from Deep River, probably less than 2 hours. Actually, let's do directions. I'll tell you exactly how far I am from Deep River.
Look what you started, Ian.
This is how I think all day, but I write it down. So I'm an hour and 22 minutes or 126 kilometers from Deep River.
Nice.
That's a good, precise answer.
All right. Top 5 econ tools.
Tools that I can't live without. Is this for everybody or just me?
Oh, good point. Just you, because you're the guest.
Okay. So for Etsy, I like eRank. It's a very good tool. For Merch by Amazon, I like Merch Informer. I have to say that because I'll tell you why. People will laugh at this, but this is a good example of print on demand. I got my Neil Lawson head watching. Okay, Neil Lawson, if you're watching, still got your head over here.
I remember seeing that. Who made that?
This was sent to me at my U.S. address, which I want to point out, the book has a lot of weird stuff in it. If you want to send mail to me, I put my address, and I actually created a U.S. business address inside the U.S. You don't have to do international shipping. You can mail stuff to me. My address for my U.S. address is in my book.
That's great.
And so is my phone number. So if you have the book, you want to look up my phone number and call me while we're live, my phone will ring. It's real. It's really my book.
Somebody call Jacob.
Okay, so we got Merch Informer. We got eRank. Another tool that I really like. Okay, for mobile, I like to use the Over app, right?
That's what I like.
It's a very convenient app. Personally, I like to use Photoshop. I don't use it a lot for certain designs, but I'll give you an example. I made this image on Photoshop. Check it out. It's got bean to bar, 70% dark chocolate, single origin, Northeast Colombia, 5-leaf chocolate. This was an image that I printed out. And it's got a website on it, 5leafchocolate.ca. So it's Photoshop would be 4. That's 4 tools, right?
Mm-hmm.
A 5th tool that I like to use for print on demand. I want to give you guys a really good, get this. I'm going to check out my own book on tools, just get my memory jogged. I'll tell you which one is my favorite because it'll be near the beginning. So in chapter 3, getting started, the basics, beyond the basics, favorite programs and websites. So we'll literally tell you what my favorite is because I wrote it down and I put it in a book. You could buy it. Read all about it. Oh, Affinity Designer. So if you like Adobe Photoshop, but you don't like paying a monthly fee, for like $50, you can get Affinity Designer. It's kind of like Adobe Illustrator, except Adobe Illustrator is $20 a month, and Affinity Designer is only $50 one time.
That's awesome.
Or if you don't like to pay anything, you want free, you can also get Inkscape. Does the same thing, but it's free. So you can choose anywhere from free one time $50 or $20 every month for the rest of your life. Your choice. They all do the same thing, more or less. So that's 5 tools that I think are good. You got to be able to make designs, so like Over and Photoshop. You got to be able to find like niches and stuff, do research. So Merch Informer is good for that. Etsy Rank. And the 5th one that I forget now because my mind is racing.
Oh, hold on. I have to hide this one for a second and do this. Someone made a post about me on Reddit. Oh my gosh, you got to tell me. I'm never on Reddit. Nobody ever said anything about me for a long time, so this might be the first one.
You know you're getting big when you've got Reddit haters.
I know. I'm like so excited. I'm like, it's the first time I've ever been on Reddit. I'm assuming it's bad, right? Isn't Reddit always bad? I don't know.
No, there's good stuff. There's good and bad.
If it's a good comment on Reddit, that's like out of control.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Stevens, you're going to have to let me know if it's good or bad or what they say.
All right.
There's like 0 chance I'm ever going to go on Reddit, so I'm never going to see it.
You should go and see the bad stuff and the good stuff because it gives you an idea, right? You can market to the niche Reddit users. A whole different mindset, right?
I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Okay, there was a question somewhere. I was asking a different.
If you're watching live, I encourage you to think of a good question that's very specific and has a real answer, and then put it in the comments, and we'll be able to answer it.
Yes.
If we can answer it.
I don't know if you already answered this one. Your favorite POD study.
In 10 seconds or less, tell me on your favorite.
Sell me on your favorite.
Until 10 seconds or less? Well, I said Merch by Amazon was my favorite. That was the first one that I said, right?
Yeah.
But why?
So, okay. So you start a timer. Set a timer because we want to make this 10 seconds or less. We don't want to waste people's time. Mr. Stevens has valuable time, okay? So set up a 10-second timer, and then we'll start, and then you tell me when it's done.
Okay. Are you thinking about your answer?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. My phone is it's asking me if I want to update, and it's just like.
Okay. Let me get mine.
You do it. You do it.
I don't even have my phone here. It's like in the kitchen.
Oh God, I got a billion notifications. Okay.
I checked
it's
the
part
store,
okay, I haven't started. 10 seconds.
Okay.
Go.
Well, you got to tell me when to start. Give me a countdown. Like
oh
3,
my
2, 1,
God.
go. Right?
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Merch by Amazon. Let me tell you, there is no inventory. You don't have to shift stuff in like Merch FBA. You also can upload as many designs as your tier allows.
Done.
Okay, there's like 4 things. 10 seconds is very short. Very short. But let's be honest. So if you compare like FBA, so if you're an Amazon FBA seller and you want to switch over to Merch by Amazon, there's no inventory. You don't have to put your cash in to buy the items ahead of time. You could just upload designs with no cost, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for shipping. Once it's there, there's no storage fees, right? So you don't have to pay storage fees for Merch by Amazon. There's no $39.99 per month charge. It's free. So it's a free program. You get listings on Amazon.com for no cost, and you get paid royalties, which is a wonderful type of income depending on your jurisdiction for earning income. Royalty income is taxed differently than other types of income in many jurisdictions. So those are some good reasons for Merch by Amazon to be pretty rapid fire.
Nice.
Okay. Top 5 printers that are reliable at the holidays. Well, Patty, this is a trick question because they're changing all the time. So, for example, if you asked me that 2 years ago and I said custom cat, I would have been right when I said it and then wrong when Christmas came because everybody started using them, right? Yeah. Same thing with Printful. So Printful was really good, and then it dropped the ball, and then they expanded, and then they got really busy, and then they just expanded again. So this year, it's like, I can't predict if they're going to run out or not, or if they're going to get more capacity than they have because they keep changing it's a moving target, right? But I'll give you an example I like to use Printful because it's like very well known. And to give you an idea of the size, you talked earlier about Shopify as being a large platform for people to sell. Shopify currently runs the online web sites or web platforms for more than 800,000 businesses. The platform runs more than 800,000 businesses.
That's a lot.
Including 5 Leaf Chocolate, which has, in less than a week, hundreds of dollars worth of sales. And I should add, it's sold out. So if you want to buy a chocolate bar right now, there's none available. You guys bought them all during the call.
Dang it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, guys.
We're going to make more. I'll show you. Hold on. Hey, Tara. Can you bring
Poor
over
Sarah.
batch 7.2?
Oh, Christina, we definitely can't see you over that question.
Okay, I just covered up my mic. But okay, so Shopify has what, over 800,000 businesses that use the platform, right? Printful is integrated into over 100,000 of those 800,000 businesses. So when people tell me they don't like Printful, I'm like, well, 12.5% of all of the Shopify businesses are directly integrated with just Printful. And that's just one of many integrated pods.
Yeah.
So do they sometimes run low? Yes. Have they dropped the ball in the past? Yes. But they all have. Merch by Amazon ran out of shirts. Remember this? They ran out of entire shirts. Like they didn't even ship them anymore.
Yeah.
They also froze your accounts, right?
Yep.
They also disabled your ability to edit listings.
Yep.
So when somebody says, well, I'm never going to touch Merch by Amazon, they ran out of shirts one time. I'm like, well, check your head. Like everybody has. They all have,
Check
right?
your head.
I'm serious. Merch by Amazon ran out of shirts. So I'm not going to stop
agree.
using it because they had problems, right? The same thing with Printful. I'm not going to stop using Printful because
I
they ran
guess
into
what
problems.
would you
right?
recommend this particular cube for?
I really like Shirtly, but
Okay.
I can't predict how many people are going to join. I mean, 700 people I know in the Etsy 30-day challenge just got like 15% off for a month to use Shirtly.
Yeah.
Can they take on an additional 700 sellers that are all geared up and have hundreds of designs to print? Maybe they can, maybe they can't. I don't know. It's so far, based on their history up to this point, they've been excellent at delivering shirts, right?
Right.
But can I do like a magnet with Shirtly? I don't think I can, right? Can I do winter boots with Shirtly? I don't think I can, right? Can I do carpets with Shirtly? No, I can't. Can I do t-shirts? Yes. Some
Is there
can.
any that you don't recommend? How about that? So all of them are probably going to be okay, but which one would you steer clear of?
Yeah.
So I'm going to just pause you for a second there.
Is this what you're looking
Yeah.
for? It's really heavy.
I know. We're going to be turning this into bars later today.
Nice.
So even though we're sold out by like midnight before I go to sleep, there will be more inventory. So if you tried to buy chocolate and it's sold out, because we are sold out,
You think you're going to
bought
get
every
off
bar.
this show before midnight?
Well, maybe I'll be pouring bars during the show. I mean, I've got a mold here.
That would be cool.
Can you pass me this too?
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Okay, so is there any pods that I don't like? There are things about print-on-demand pods that I don't like. Like the pricing, Printful's pricing is really not as competitive as other ones. It's not great. Scalable Press has way better pricing. I like Scalable Press's pricing, but I hate their interface. It's not a good interface, right? Custom Cat is well known for their embroidery. It's like fantastic embroidery, right? But they have a monthly fee. So, you know, do you like the monthly fee? Yes, no, maybe, right? Redbubble sells a lot of stickers, but people don't like to make a sale to see that they're making 20 cents. So like there's an easy solution for this, guys. Increase your price.
Oh, yeah.
I literally put in the book, you can go up to 1,000% increase on Redbubble, right? On stickers, if you want to.
Yeah.
Every print-on-demand platform has pluses and it has minuses. Is there one that I would say like stay away from? It's the devil. Like don't touch it. You touch that and your business is going to fail. No. And I'll tell you why.
Even with the print-on-demand like partners, the fulfillment partners, they're all good.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not saying they're all good, but I'm saying there's none that I wouldn't say that you should use.
Okay.
Other people will say, oh, I won't use this because I've seen a bad print, or I won't use this because they ran out of inventory and I was having like a panic attack because my shirts didn't get delivered. Well,
yeah.
Okay, so how many shirts didn't get delivered? Are we talking like 10 out of 10,000? Are we talking like 50%? Like how many?
Yeah.
And like a bad print job. Well, is it because you have a gradient with no colored background, so they can't do a background print? So like what a print exactly we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And to say that like it's a terrible pod, don't use it because of this or that reason. I've heard many bad reasons from every pod, and I've heard many people with having a lot of success on every pod, right?
Yeah.
So I do like Shirtly. It has a lot of benefits, and I haven't had enough experience with it to hear all the bad things, but it doesn't mean that there aren't them. I just haven't had enough experience with it, right? It's relatively new.
Yeah.
On my radar. Doesn't mean that it's new. It just means I haven't been using it before, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm on 23 pods. The book covers around 50 of them. And the research to do the book, I found over 100.
Oh my God. I keep saying 40. So there's over 100?
Well, there's
Wow.
over 100 pods. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. This is like
Man.
print-on-demand companies. They print all kinds of stuff. So, like people say, "Oh, well, Jacob, how do you manage 23 pods?" Like I tell you how to do that in the book. There's actually, I forgot to mention this. There's
It's
a
print
spreadsheet
on
in the book.
demand. It's like you don't.
Yeah, but you still have to manage the designs and stuff. So in the Gumroad version, one of the biggest bonuses that you get is you get a spreadsheet that allows you to manage multiple pods. So I think it
Ooh.
includes like 10 or 15 to begin with, and there's a sheet for each pod, and it has all of the pod specific categories. So like the price, the description, that kind of thing. That's all common. But some of them have extra room for tags. Some of them have extra room for like different sizes or different options, or like, is it child friendly or not? Like Merch by Amazon changed the rules, right? You used to not be able to swear,
Mm.
and now you can. You can swear all you want. You could have like potty mouth and say, you could have a shirt with all the swear words, as long as you don't sell.
So you have a list of all the pods and like things about them like that?
Well, chapter 4 itself has more than 35 print-on-demand platforms,
Okay.
and each platform has multiple pages about the platform. So I go into
Okay.
like, what does it sell? What are the pricing like? How does it
No,
work?
but I mean the
How do you
spreadsheet.
connect?
The spreadsheet. What's on the spreadsheet?
Oh, the spreadsheet has multiple places where you can sell print-on-demand, and then it
Mhm.
has room for all the things. It's kind of like
So it's like columns you can fill out. Like
yeah, it's kind of like Merch Wizard, right? So
Okay,
Merch Wizard is very similar.
Okay.
Merch Wizard, I should say, came out after I had the spreadsheet that comes included with the digital version of Merch in the World of Print on Demand.
uh-huh.
There's a lot of, I gotta be careful what I say or how I say this, but this book has been out for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And after the book came out, Merch Wizard came out, right? Merch Titans was being developed when the first edition of Merch by and the World of Print on Demand came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are people that run entire businesses based on selling niches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the book tells you how to make niches, as many as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like it literally has hundreds of places that you can draw on to make your own niche lists. And people are paying 20, 30, 50, 100. I've seen $100 for like a niche list.
Mm-hmm.
And those are good because it saves you the time, right? So if you want to pay $100 and get a niche list, it's really easy. The money goes down, you get the list. But if you don't want to pay for it, you can buy the book and it shows you how to make your own. You could make like 1,000 or 10,000 niches. But
Yeah.
to say one is better than the other, I can't say that because some people would rather exchange the money for the time. Other people would rather put in the time than the money. Everybody's in a different situation, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I'll give you a classic. Since I just said that, I'll give you a good example of this. This is one of the molds casts that we use to make the 5-leaf chocolate. You see that design? It matches the one on your chocolate bar, right?
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
what's left of my chocolate bar?
Yeah. So it's not a small mold, right? It makes lots of chocolate bars.
Yeah.
We're going to use not this, but the mold that this made, because this can make more than one mold. It's like a factory, right? So I can take in food grade silicone, pour it in this device, put on this lid. Here's the lid. And we can cast our own mold and then use that mold to make the chocolate bars, right? So the reason I'm showing you this is because it ties into the point that I just said. Some people would rather pay the money for a niche list. Other people would rather learn how to do it themselves. I would rather do this mold myself than pay somebody else $10,000 for a mold. I made this mold for less than $2,000. So did I save $10,000 or did I save $8,000 or not? I don't know. It still cost me like close to $2,000. I cast my own mold to make my own chocolate bars, right?
Yeah.
That is really neat.
So it's a good example. Some people would rather pay for the service. Other people would rather do it themselves. The book shows you how to do both.
There you go.
And I give you.
What's the best way to use the book? That's what this question is. Hundreds of ways and destinations in your book, but only 24 hours in a day. Between all the ways to make money you cite, how do you recommend one should apply that info efficiently?
Okay. I'm going to give you the best way that I can answer this because I know that people use the books in many different ways. This book in many different ways. So what I recommend is you get a copy, either digital or print, and many people get both. Okay, so many people get the Gumroad first because they're curious, they want to see it, they get it instantly, and then they realize, oh, I'd like to like feel it too. So then they also go and get it in print. So first, get the book wherever you get it. Again, like Target, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, Gumroad. The most convenient way is to click the link in this video. And then once you have it, if you read the book one time, start at the beginning, like the first before page 1, there's a forward right after the table of contents. Read the table of contents. It has information in it. There's acknowledgements, there's a preface, and there's a legal warning. I talk about sleep deprivation in the book, right? Because if you read it without reading there's like a legal warning in the book. It tells you how to not get too excited. It's page 3, legal disclosure. Let me just read it, okay? Sleep warning. Many of the concepts and ideas contained in the book may cause you to become extremely excited more than you can imagine. You may result in severe sleep loss. Exercise caution and consult your health professionals as needed. Personally, I take sleep aids. It's a true story. I have my sleep aids here. Okay? Because when I read my own book or when I'm writing the book, I can't sleep. It's like very exciting. Okay, so take your sleep aids. Talk to a healthcare professional, right?
I remember this part of the book.
Right? Make sure you sleep. I get excited when I write the book, but everyone's different. So be safe. Enjoy the book. Don't forget to sleep. Like the book really does cover everything. I'm not making this up. Okay. So, but here's I'm going to answer that question again. So read the whole book one time from the very beginning to the very end, including like the legal stuff and everything. It's not like fluff. Everything's there for a reason. Once you've read the book one time, pick any part of it to take action on. And if you can't motivate yourself to do that consistently, join Helen and Christina's group. For like less than $1 a day, they're going to motivate you every freaking day. It's like adding productivity to your life, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you follow the instructions on the take action from the Etsy challenge and you do just one day, you can make more money than the cost of the challenge. Like that challenge was $97, right? So if you take action for one day and you do that just for one day and you do it correctly, you could probably earn more than $97. It's the same thing with the book. It's the same thing with the course that you guys are going to be offering, like the challenge. So if you do your paid group on Facebook and you pay $29 to do that and you actually follow the action from the book, you'll make your money back. So it doesn't matter. Like if you enjoy, I don't know, if you're an artsy person, you want to make drawings and then put them on print on demand. If you hate drawing, you like research, fine, do research. You can make money doing that. If you want to just build niche lists and sell it to other people that don't want to do it themselves, you can literally have a whole business doing that, right? If you want to use Etsy and you want to like forget about tiers and you just want to like create and make money, you can do that, right? The book tells you how to do it. So the answer will be different for everybody, but in all cases, I would recommend it. Just read the book one time and then you'll have many ideas to draw upon yourself because now you'll have the information, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend. Okay.
Ian kept track of the time. It's officially the longest episode we've ever had.
Is it actually?
Yeah, it really is. He's been watching the timer the whole show.
What was the longest one before this?
Adnan tried on purpose to beat your longest. You were the longest, and then
the first show was the longest, and then he beat it?
He beat it a couple weeks ago, and then you just beat it again.
It's not a competition for time, guys. We're trying to give you value, right? The reason, okay, I'm going to break this down. I'll mention in chapter 9 of the book, I show you how to make money with affiliate income. I'm going to break it down for you because now you're 2 hours into a live video. If you're watching the whole time, we want to make sure you make your money back on this. Now, how many people paid $1,000 to watch this live stream on YouTube? Put your hand up. Okay, nobody, right? How many people paid $500 to watch this live video with 3 people? Like all 3 of us are very successful in print on demand. Helen has like thousands of shirts for sale. Christina has sold thousands of shirts. I have sold thousands of shirts. All 3 of us, each individually, are very successful at what we do. And we've all collectively each put in more than 2 hours to spend with you guys to answer any question you can think of. Like it's a live show. We're still live, right? If you're watching the recording, sorry, it's not live. It's recorded now. But if you're watching right now, it's still live. So you can like ask your questions. You get direct access to all 3 of us. And it really is taking our actual time. Like I could be making chocolate right now, but I'm not. I'm trying to answer questions and add value for you guys, right? I could be vacuuming my house. I would like to vacuum my house, but I'm doing this, right? And I'm not saying it's like good or bad or anything. I'm just saying take advantage of it. Ask us questions, whatever you want to ask. And it doesn't matter to me how much time we did or what the record is. Like, I don't care. I like talking about print on demand. I'll talk about it at any time, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you're watching live, I encourage you to ask something that you actually want to know. And the more specific your question is, the better your answer is going to be, because we can give you the real answer, right?
The first time we interviewed you, I was so like worried about time that I cut the show like in half of the stuff that we actually wanted to cover that show, and it still went an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But this time I told Christina, I'm like, it's going to be a long show. Like, just get ready.
Yeah. Grab
I
your
know
glass of wine.
I know. I'm like, I know you
I
love
heard
to
you.
talk, and we love to listen. Like, it's so much good information.
Have another piece of chocolate. It increases
know.
alertness.
Empty.
There you go. Have a glass of wine
yours
for
is
the
empty. Mine is
e-commerce.
I still have like half. I filled it too high.
I feel
though.
bad. I didn't prepare with all my drinks and my phone and everything. I'm just like, I have zero things I don't even have water.
You don't even have water, and it's been
I don't have
2 hours.
anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 2 hours later, no drinks. Okay, so hopefully people are listening and awake, and they've asked some questions. So
People have stayed the whole time. Thank you so much to everybody in the audience that stayed for 2 hours. Like 26 people have stayed the entire 2 hours.
Okay, so if you're watching and you have any question, we'll even go off topic. Like, doesn't have to be print on demand. You ask me anything. I like to be the guest, because so if you noticed in the link below, there's a link to the group that you guys have, right? It's like $29.99, less than $1 a day. You'll take action. It's like guaranteed action. Number 2, you can get a copy of the book. You can have it instantly, like 1 minute or less after you order it. You could be reading the book,
guys.
right? In the time, how about this? In the amount of time that we've been live on YouTube right now, you could have already read at least into like chapter 3 or 4 by now. If you took action at the beginning of the video and we said download the link and start reading the book, if you like just did that and then like left the video and went and read the book, you'd probably already have learned more about print on demand than you have watching 5 or 10 other hours of other videos. Like, you can compress your time by learning from concentrated knowledge. Right? How's that chocolate, by the way?
Oh my God, it's so good.
Jacob,
Yeah.
do you know of any print on demand or pod sites or whatever that offer garden flags? Teresa wants to know.
No, I haven't. I don't know what she's talking about. I know of somebody, actually somebody I'm good friends with, and they got a Cricut and they're making their own. So you can, if you want to do your own, that's another thing you can do, right? Like, I don't think I showed you this guys before, but this is actually a mobile camera. I can show you in my house. So over here, right there, that blue thing, it's a printing press. I can make shirts on demand in my house, right? Now you can do that too, but you don't have to buy a printing press. That printing press is like, in US dollars, it's like less than $250. So you could just print off prints yourself. Or if you want to make it simple, there's a machine, right? It's called Cricut, right? Think of it like a Cricut. It's called Cricut, but it's spelled differently. It's like spelled Cricut. Anyways, if you get one of those Cricut machines, you can make your own garden flags. So you could spend, because she's been asking this question for a long time. I've seen, I kind of watch some of the Facebook groups sometimes, and sometimes I answer the questions. Sometimes I just watch, kind of lurking, right? I take a lot of notes. So she's been asking this question for a while. I recommend, if you really want to do it and you have a store and people are like beating your door down and saying, I want the garden flags, just buy yourself a Cricut machine. Okay, take the orders and make them one at a time. It's going to take you like less than 5 minutes to make one, and then you package it up and ship it out, right? You can get a shipping broker, right, to come to your house. You don't even have to leave the house. You don't have to go to USPS or anything. They will come to your house. They'll pick a box off of your doorstep, and they will ship it to the buyer for it. You don't even have to leave the house, right? So get a Cricut machine and make the garden flags. If there's a huge demand for it, that's good. Just make them, right? I should also mention the book tells people how to do faster shipping, right? It also talks about shipping brokers. It also tells you about how to improve the speed at which you can get stuff delivered from a print-on-demand company, not using the print-on-demand company. So you can get fulfillment done to the door of the place, and instead of shipping it, you can have your own shipping broker pick it up and deliver it faster than what they use.
Wow.
The book talks about that, right? Like, I literally go into detail. I got it all the way down to an hour. So you could do like from the moment a buyer clicks the button until when the item hits the delivery to get to the person's house, like a 1 hour time frame it is current. It was possible 2 years ago, right? Like this book came out in the original first edition came out in March the 6th of 2017. We're coming up on 2020, guys. That'll be 3 years. So almost 3 years ago, you could do 1 hour deliveries with print on demand.
Wow. You
could just imagine the freaking stuff I'm putting into the next version, which you'll get for free if you have the Gumroad edition. Because when I launch it, everybody who ever bought any copy of the Gumroad edition gets the newest one for free. And it's coming. It's not like a pretend thing. It's really happening. It's going to have new information. And the new stuff's better than the other stuff because time has passed, right? It's been in like a year.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have, is anybody asking, there's 26 live people. Do any of them have a question?
There's a lot of questions and we're having trouble keeping up.
Okay. Just put them up on the screen. We can do rapid fire. I'll try and answer them quick.
Okay. And whenever you want to go, we can end this at any time now, Jacob.
Yep. I'm good. The Canadian election's still on, so they haven't picked a winner yet.
Oh, okay.
Stay up late to see the election anyways. Okay. Patty's asked a number of questions. Okay. Question. At Ecom Chicago, people wanted to know how to get on merch. Do you know if they are taking new sellers? Any secrets? Okay. Yes, they are taking sellers. How you get on it is you go to merch.amazon.com and you do the application. Any secrets? As far as I know, there's no secrets, but I would highly recommend this. This is a recommendation. So I guess if you haven't heard it before, it's kind of a secret. So before you do your application for merch.amazon.com, go to another pod. I highly recommend Redbubble. You can sign up for free. It's instant. Everybody's approved. There's no tiers. You can upload shirts immediately, and it's free. And you could make more money per sale than you do with Merch by Amazon. And you can, like, for every upload, you can have, like, 65 or more items, types of items, not just, like, different sizes of a shirt. You can have, like, calendars, and you can have, like, cups and mugs and, you know, pillows and laptop covers and books and everything. With one design upload, you get like many things. So get your feet wet, upload some designs to Redbubble. And then once you're happy with that, take your Redbubble link and put that as your existing store on your Merch by Amazon application. I believe that gives you a better chance of being approved. But I can't confirm it because they do not tell us. Okay, so that's the answer to that question. C3 on the road says, I would love to make my own garden flags, Jacob, but space is critical in my camper.
That's Teresa. Okay. She has a camper. She's
so
awesome.
You could rent space. You don't have to use your camper. You could plug the Cricut in at a library for free. You don't even have to rent it. You just take the Cricut into the library and say you're a crafter. Just quietly print away in the corner.
And Christina had a good point too, that she could partner with somebody who has a Cricut. You guys are critical thinkers. I love how you guys think. Always a solution.
So you could, and the fastest way to do that is go onto Facebook, type in Cricut, and then look for the biggest group that has the word Cricut on it, and then go in there and be like, can anybody print garden flags for me? And somebody will definitely say yes. And then you get their email and you talk with them. And like every time you get an order on your Shopify store or wherever you're selling these, you just make them your print on demand. And I talk about that in the book. So if you want to partner with a local print shop, they will print whatever they print. And you can sell whatever they make on your store. And they'll do it on demand, but you just have to work it out with them ahead of time. So if you want to make like plastic cups like this with M&M on them, M&M's a bad example, okay, because it's trademarked. But let's say you wanted to make plastic cups. Find out who makes plastic cups, get in touch with them, and then ask them if they'll do one-offs. And if they do, bam, you got a new print on demand. That's why I can definitely say there's way more than 100 print on demands because there's thousands of printers. And they'll print on all kinds of things. They print on wood, they'll print on paper, they'll print on materials like clothing, tops, bottoms, hats, socks, underwear, bathing suits, anything, right? They'll print on all these different types of clothing, hoodies, sweatshirts, jackets, outerwear, innerwear, underwear, all the things, right? In the book, I'll tell you one pod that I thought was hilarious. When I saw what they had, I was like, I've got to put this in the book.
Hey, Jacob, while you're looking that up.
Yeah, ArtSad. I call it the Chinese K-pop of print on demand because they have crazy stuff. You can get like umbrellas and winter boots and like lunch boxes and all kinds of stuff. ArtSad.
Okay.
Yeah, ARTSADD. It's in the book. So, if you read the book, it's in there.
Okay.
But they have really crazy stuff there, like umbrellas and like shoes. There's a number of places that do shoes.
Yeah.
And different kinds of shoes. High top shoes, low top shoes, sports shoes, shoes with laces, shoes without laces. All of those are available print on demand.
Yeah. Now for people maybe on Etsy, because I know a lot of people want to get started on Etsy, but they can't afford to pay for the product up front. You know what I mean? Like when the customer orders it, they have to pay the supplier. Is there a...
Oh, yeah. So I know what I mean. Yeah. So if you're using a fulfillment partner that requires payment ahead of time, then what I'll tell you what I did, and I think it doesn't work for everybody, but that's what I did. So I was nervous that I didn't have the cash on hand to cover the difference. You're talking about the gap between when the person pays for it, and you have to have the money to fulfill it before you get paid from Etsy, right?
Exactly. Like you don't get right away, and especially if you have a new account, there's like even a longer wait period to get those payments.
Yeah. So once you get the payments going, they have daily payout, and you just request a payment for the day. But when you get started, they don't have that. So what I recommend is if you have the credit available, you can go and get just apply for a credit card. Like if you're in the United States, it's super easy. Like people that are bankrupt and have no money and no job can get a credit card in the US. It's great. I don't know how you guys do it. In other countries, it may or may not be available, but in the US, you can, if you search, somebody will lend you money. I guarantee it. So get yourself a credit card, right? With a small limit, like $500, $1,000, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you're qualified for. Keep it separate from everything else, right? If you can and you have the option, put it under your business. So some people are doing this individually. Some people are doing it under a corporation. Some people are doing a partnership, right? There's all kinds of different business setups, and different parts of the world have different rules. But like in a nutshell, get a hold of credit. I recommend a credit card because you can use it online to make those payments. And then connect that credit card to the print on demand place, right? And so when people buy something on Etsy, the order goes through to, let's say, Shirtley or Printful or whoever. They make it. They charge you the money. That gets charged to your credit card. And then before your credit card payment is due, so before the payment on that purchase is due, you'll have the money from Etsy because they pay out every 2 weeks, right? So most credit cards, they give you a 23-day grace period, and then you have a month to pay. So you actually have roughly 53 days, generally speaking. Every credit card's different.
Okay.
But if you got 53 days to pay, I mean, if you do that today, that's it's November 21st. That's going to put you almost to the end of November in 1 month, and then the extra 23-day grace period. So it's going to put you basically right up to Christmas.
Right.
You can just go crazy. As long as your order value does not exceed the amount of credit, you'll never have a problem with that.
Yeah.
So, and if you're really gung-ho and you think you're going to sell like $100,000 or something, there are no limit cards. You can apply for them. So if you qualify for it, you'll get it. If you don't, it's too bad. You don't qualify for it.
Yeah. Are there any pods that you know of that wouldn't require a credit card? Like if someone's international and they can't get a credit card or something like that?
Yeah, I talk about it in the book. So in chapter 8, under general questions, the Q&A, if somebody does not have a US bank account or a credit card, or they don't have access to PayPal, I know PayPal doesn't operate in every country. There's some countries without it. There's Payoneer. And in the book, there's a link to Payoneer where if you use it, once you've made $1,000, they'll pay you $100. They'll literally pay you to use the service.
Oh.
It's not just free. It's like better than free. They'll give you $100 US to use their service, and it's available in more places than like PayPal and other large companies. And they also do account-to-account transfers. So you can also use it if you're paying VAs. If the VA gets a Payoneer account and you have a Payoneer account, and you're anywhere in the world, so it doesn't matter where you are. So like one person's in, I don't know, Sierra Leone, right? And the other person's in Ecuador, their designer, right? And their sales are happening in the US. They got a payment issue. You can transfer money from one Payoneer account to any other Payoneer account with zero charge, $0.
Okay.
Zero interest, zero fees on Payoneer to Payoneer transfers.
Huh. Okay.
Now, I know, Christina, I happen to know that you have VAs, right?
Yes, I do.
So I don't know how you pay them now, but if you're paying them with PayPal, you're incurring PayPal fees. If you switch that to Payoneer, they get a Payoneer, you get a Payoneer, you transfer to them, no fees.
Oh, good to know.
And Payoneer accounts are connected to US dollar bank accounts. I'm going to say that again. A Payoneer account is connected to a US dollar US bank account in the US. The domicile for the bank is in the US. Helen knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So a Payoneer account, right? So you're in like Sudan, right? Sudan, maybe they don't have access to something for some international blockade or something. That person in Sudan is going to go to Payoneer. They're going to set up a Payoneer account, okay? It's a virtual account, right?
Yep.
So from their point of view, they have a Payoneer account, but like it has to be domiciled somewhere. It has to be connected to an actual bank. That's how money works,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
The bank that is connected to, the domiciled bank, is a US bank,
Okay.
right? So it could be Bank of America. It could be like a large US bank the Payoneer is connected to. How I found that out. Good question. Jacob, how did you find this stuff out? Well, good question. I'm glad you asked. I went to New York City. My physical body went to New York City, to downtown New York, and I went to the headquarters in New York of Payoneer, and I met with their North American.
I feel like
business
I
development
remember
officer.
this. Didn't you go like have an interview with
Yeah.
the Jersey guys right after that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because this is part of the Merch Madness tour. So if you're
That was fun. That was
if anybody missed the Merch Madness tour, I basically went insane for like 2 years and did nothing but print on demand. It was my life. Like
it was such a fun
everywhere.
year.
It was crazy. I went to
And now I can't get them to come to a meetup or anything.
Well, the problem, Helen, I'll tell you what the problem was. The Merch Madness event was like about 2 years. One of those 2 years, I spent over $70,000 in travel.
Oh my gosh.
Just for flights and hotels and food. That's it.
I believe it. I've spent quite a bit this year too.
Yeah, it adds up. Conferences. I mean, like, even if you're like famous celebrity conference person, you still sometimes have to pay, right?
Yeah.
And it's not
especially
cheap.
meetups. Like we just do regular meetups.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, I think we should probably wrap this up.
Let's just pop them up on the screen real fast and we'll answer them because people have real questions. I don't want somebody to be like, I asked my question and nobody answered, right? Can we answer some questions?
I think we answered most of them. What do you think, Christina? Any more that you want to answer?
Old Man and Cat says, I read this week Payoneer charges a small monthly fee unless the article is wrong. No, they don't charge any monthly fee. What they do is they charge you when you take it out of the Payoneer system. That's how it works. Any other questions?
I think that's it.
Do you expect pod prices to come down more and more when people join pod space? Yes, I expect the pod prices to come down because they're all competing against each other. I would like to do stickers. Do I need a special printer or stock? Do you know? No, you don't need anything. You can sign up a Redbubble account for free and you can make stickers all day long. And if you don't like them, you can find another pod that's all listed in my book that has stickers. You don't need any of that equipment. You do it print on demand. Can you give some advice on improving a word count when speaking? The word count when speaking? I don't understand that question. Generally, when I say what I need, but I finish way too soon in the talks, they're very marketable. Delicious junk? Do you guys understand what that question is?
I think some of the questions you can just skip. There's some people in here that are interesting today. This one is like about the 30% tax imposed by Amazon. Is that?
Yeah, so it's a withholding tax. It's not an actual tax. So this is not tax advice. Can you leave the question up just so I can read it?
Sorry.
That's okay. So this is not tax advice. I am not advising you for tax stuff. I don't know where you live or what your jurisdiction is. However, I used to work in investment finance for more than 10 years. I was a licensed stockbroker and I have licenses like up the yin yang. So here's my take on withholding tax. The withholding tax is held at the place where its tax is collected. So Amazon is making the sale. They're paying you a royalty. They're charging you a 30% withholding tax in March by Amazon. It is just held until you pay your taxes. If you pay your taxes in the US, then you want to claim that with like a 1099 form. I'm not an American, but I believe it's 1099, right? Christina, you can verify that?
Yeah, it's a 1099.
If you're in Canada, it's like a 1042-S. And that form, whether it's 1099 or a 1042-S, that form is available on Merch by Amazon under resources, under taxes. All that information and how to find it is in the book for real. It's in this book. I talk about taxes, that part of it. And when you file the form then it goes against the taxes owing. So I'll give you an example. You owe $10,000 in taxes for whatever the profit is in your business, right? And Merch by Amazon has withheld $1,000 as the 30% withholding tax, right? When you file your taxes, if you include that form into when you file your taxes, that money is offsetting the money that you owe on your taxes. So it reduces your taxable income by the same amount. They're literally just holding it for you. When you file your taxes, you get it all back. If you do it correctly. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you so much, because that question I wasn't sure.
And you should definitely talk to your tax professional, because some countries have tax agreements with the US, like Canada and the US have tax agreements.
Yeah.
So there's like a highly connected, and other countries don't have tax agreements with the US. And so depending on where you are, it's different. And so talk to your tax like professional. Some places call them accountants, and other people would be like a tax advisor. Depends where you are. Good question.
That is a great question. Thank you for the answer. And guys, for people who are telling me to delete comments, I'm on StreamYard, so it's a little bit harder.
I don't even mind the bad questions. Like, I'll answer bad questions too.
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's fine.
All over teas. That's what Ian's asking. Ian, you're still here. That's a long. He has definitely been here.
Okay. So Old Time Radio Archive says, question: what pods do all over teas, and who does the best job? So the pod that I think, in my opinion, that started the all over teas mega craze is Rajon. So it's RAGEON. Rajon, they built their whole business on the all over teas business, right? So it could be called all over teas. It could also be cut and sew. So if you're doing a search for one, you want to find one that does it, look for cut and sew. So there's two different ways to do it. One is you take an entire shirt and you print on it, front, back, and stuff. And the issue that you have is like under the arms and stuff, you'll have missed areas because of the wrinkles on the shirt. But if you look for cut and sew, so like Printful, for example, offers a cut and sew service. They print the whole design on a flat piece of material, and then they literally cut it out and sew it together and make the shirt. So a cut and sew will cost more because there's more labor involved, but it's a much better shirt. People like them a lot better. Whereas a print all over shirt, it's just printing onto the shirt. And the same thing, or there's a related question that you didn't ask, but it's what about socks? So there's socks that have print all over prints, and there's other ones where they actually weave in the design, and there's other ones where they print like the front and the back of the sock, right? So socks is a big question. Both of those questions are answered in the book. So if you read the book, you will find the answers to those questions.
Ian says he's going to be the longest viewer. Good job.
I'm going to be the longest viewer on record.
And Ian really is even longer because he listened to our video before this video. So he's going on like 5 hours of video time with us.
What's Ian's last name?
Oh, gosh. Now I'm on the spot.
House.
Because
House. Thank you. I'm like, I know this. I just couldn't quite think of it.
Okay. Because there was...
I'm getting a restroom break over here, man. I drank all that wine and a whole thing of water.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Just be safe, guys. Okay, don't wet your pants. You know, if you're listening on the car, like you can. This is all recorded, right? Is this recording going to be available for afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can people pause it and like go back and re-listen to the same thing over and over in case they missed something?
Yeah.
What about? Can they share it with their friends?
They can.
What about people, the haters? Can they share it with other haters?
They
oh my gosh, haters share away.
Right. We're like subscribe to the channel.
I can't believe I finally made it onto Reddit.
Button. Share with everybody, guys. What about if somebody has a Facebook page? Can they post this video to their Facebook page?
They can.
Do it. Why not? I bet you if you're doing print on demand, you might know somebody else that also does print on demand. If you post it on your personal page, remember, don't post in other people's groups because the admins get mad. Or sometimes they don't. Depends on the group. But there's a convenient list in chapter 6 of this book called Merch Community. And I actually list off all my favorite Merch by Amazon Facebook groups and Merch by Amazon related, or merch, not even Merch by Amazon, but just like related to merch in general.
Be in there, Jacob.
There's YouTube channel.
I was going to say, if we're not in there, there's got to be an update.
Aren't you in it already, Helen?
I have no idea. Are we?
Let me check.
If you've done an update in the last year and a half, I hope so.
I'll check. Hold on. Look for questions while I'm checking, because you can just put them up there.
Christina's like, I am leaving.
I'm about to.
One under resources.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Helen in the book?
let's see. Ian's asking if merch,
Your lunch.
rhetorical question.
Our-
When will merch do all over shirts? Who knows? I always think of all over shirts with AOP, which is Ugar's print on demand company. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
It's based out of the UK.
AOP is very good. There's a few print on demand. So print on demand is always having new companies too. So sometimes one will come up every once in a while and they just like blow your mind.
Yeah.
Like Fine
I
Art
got-
America is a print on demand that very few people talk about, but it is a mega big one. They got like tons of traffic. They get millions of viewers per month.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Merch Informer, Hustle Girl Tees, Redbubble Blog, Merch Minds Podcast, 5445, Merch Entrepreneur, Merch Mates, Merch Informer, Jersey Guys, Jersey Edition, Mitch on Merch, Daniel Martinez is in here, Jewel Tolentino's in here, Retz, Charlie Pangus, Katie Patton, Texas Girl Treasures, Treasure Gnome, Thrift Shop Hustler, Chris Green.
I think those were all the ones before we started Merch Money. Because
Yeah.
those sound like all the groups that were big a couple years ago.
Merch University, Merch Elite, Merch Minds, Merch Momentum, Merch Services, Merch Success, Merch Books.
That's okay. You're on our channel for 3 hours, so
I guarantee
close
you
enough.
in the next edition. Guaranteed. If you're not in the next edition, you can find me $1,000. Merch Money Facebook group and YouTube channel will definitely be in the 7th edition of Merch
Nice.
in the World of Print on Demand, which is coming.
Nice.
It's definitely there. It's just not there yet.
All right.
Can you
Wow.
put the questions up on the screen?
Well, I don't know what other questions. Let's see. Tutorial for your chocolate business.
Would you ever sell a tutorial to the chocolate business? Yes, you can do a KDP book, how to make chocolate. Would you fear the added competition? Absolutely not. No. There's this whole thing on mindset, right? And Helen, I think you've heard about mindset, right?
Never.
So there's like a mindset of abundance. I'll give you an example. Should I sell on Merch by Amazon? I'm not sure. There's like 200,000 other sellers. How will I ever do it? That's not the right mindset. Here's a different mindset. Merch by Amazon gives you access to 300 million shoppers, and some of them might be looking for the stuff I put up. So it's just how you think about it. So would I fear the added competition? At the moment, I might fear it a little bit because I just started my company like 5 days ago. We launched, right? This is like
I have batch number 4.
Yeah, you've got literally the 4th time that we made the chocolate. You're eating it, right?
And I'm still not in your book. I like Patty's comment.
Yes, the update 7 is coming, Patty. I'm still working on it, and Merch Money is in it multiple times.
Nice.
But to be,
You got to include all 25. Okay, Jacob, you got to include all 25 of our groups because we have a group in every language.
what do you mean every language?
I
know you guys have the Spanish group and the English group. What other languages do you cover?
We have 25. I did a search for like top 25 languages, and so we have like every language. We have Chinese, we have Vietnamese, we have.
Are you paying people to translate in them, or how's it work? You just set up the group?
I was for a while, but now it's just like some groups have comments, some don't. It needs work. I need to find a way to have it be more like good admins, because it's been a struggle to like I find admins for a while and then they move on.
Wasn't Daniel Martinez? Wasn't he like one of your admins?
Yeah, we had.
He's Canadian, right?
We had the Spanish group going pretty well for a little while, and then it kind of, they're all busy with their own channels. So.
Did you know that he's Canadian?
Yeah, I do know that.
Did you know I went to his house?
Yeah, I do know that. I saw that video.
That was a good video.
Yep. That was a good video.
We went out for lunch afterwards. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
He recently had like a baby and he got a dog and everything, and he moved. Yeah. I gotta keep track of all this merch stuff.
I know. So.
Do you have any questions for me, Helen?
I am just so grateful that you've been on the show this whole time, and just I always learn something from you. I'm trying to think if I have any more questions. I don't think I do.
Any questions about the chocolate?
The chocolate's delicious. I went through 3/4 of it.
I mean, you're gonna have to order another one.
I know. I'm gonna have to have one for every show now.
I recommend that. We should work out like a sponsorship deal. Like every show that you have, I'll send you like
Oh,
a
you
box
should
of them, and
you
you gotta
should
be like,
sponsor the podcast.
today's
And then they could
podcast is
talk
brought to you
about
by 5 Leaf
Yes.
Chocolate.
yes.
It's delicious.
They're getting tired of hearing me talk about Anchor or like some of these other sponsors.
Yeah.
They want to hear chocolate. Yes.
So what's the name of the company?
5 Leaf Clover.
No.
Did I?
It's not
5
5 Leaf
Leaf-
Clover.
5 Leaf Chocolate.
Cool. And is there any things that you know of that make that chocolate unique versus other chocolates, since you just had some?
70% Coke. I gotta read it. No, cane sugar. That's just 3 ingredients: the chocolate, cane sugar, gold, 24 karat gold.
Cocoa beans, cane sugar, and the 24 karat gold.
Cocoa
and
bean.
every cacao bean is individually hand shelled.
Individually hand shelled. Okay,
But
so I'll
the
take
gold
a.
is real 24 karat gold.
I have some work to do till I can say this very smoothly before each podcast.
The more chocolate you eat, the more focused you get. Because
Yes.
the chocolate actually has, so here's an interesting fact. Chocolate naturally has naturally occurring caffeine in it. So
Yes.
it will increase your alertness and
There
your
we go.
awareness of things.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, do you think, so we're kind of off topic, and with my understanding is, I can't see the questions, but we're kind of running low on questions.
Yeah.
Who won the Canadian election? It's still happening. So we won't know until probably like 11 or 12, unless it's already been won. But I think it's,
Oh,
people are still
Teresa says
voting.
she has to go walk the dogs. Thank you so much for watching all this time, Teresa.
Mr. Stevens wants to know, Jacob, what's your thoughts on global warming? This is like a loaded question, but I'll answer it. So I think that the Earth, okay, let's get serious. Helen, when you go outside in the summertime, is it hotter or colder than in the winter?
Hotter,
Why do you think that is?
because it's summer.
But what makes summer summer? Why is it hotter in the summer than the winter?
Because we're closer to the sun.
That's right. You're getting more sunlight, right? So we're like season to season, seems like sunlight is the biggest contributor to heat, right?
Yes.
So let's back it up. Let's go more granular. How about daytime versus nighttime? Which is generally hotter?
Daytime. Ian is wondering if we are allowed to stay up past 11 when it's a school night. Ian, I don't think so. I think we will have to end this before 11.
But I want to get to this global warming thing, because I think there's something to this. So like when I go outside and the sun has not yet come up, it's like one temperature, and then the sun comes over the horizon, and like within seconds, it's warmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really honestly think that sunlight is a contributor to global warming. But I know that the scientists, right? The scientists, everybody, all the scientists that agree, and the IPCC report and all this stuff, I know that they're going to say the reason why global warming is happening is due to human-caused activity. And that makes sense, because humans create a lot of heat. Like I'm breathing, I'm making heat, right? You're breathing, you're making heat. Humans themselves create stuff. But the stuff we do creates global warming too. So like you drive a car, the gas comes out. The gas doesn't really come out. The gas goes in and then it's burned. That's how a combustion engine works. It has fire inside of it. Combustion. That's where they get combustion engine from. That creates heat. So when you're burning fossil fuels, you're creating heat. Checkbox on that one, right? But then the exhaust that comes out the back end after it goes through your catalytic converter on your muffler, which is like law, you have to have that now if you have a combustion engine car. It's hot. So it continues to create heat, right? And then any unused gas or all of the energy that's used to create that fuel is itself getting released in the atmosphere. So this is where this whole carbon thing comes in. How much carbon's in the atmosphere? So when you've got more carbon in the atmosphere, it's a greenhouse gas and it traps the sunlight. So like the sun is the cause of global warming. The problem is we have too many greenhouse gases trapping the heat on the earth. But what will really blow your mind is water also traps sunlight heat. So like clouds in the sky, it traps the heat just like carbon dioxide. And so does methane. So, you know, like people eat meat, like they eat cows and pigs and chickens and all kinds of animals, and they're all pooping while they're alive, right? When they poop, all that poop creates methane, and that creates a lot of global warming gases. I'm super serious.
Ian's like, I think Mr. Stevens was just kidding. Yeah, I don't think we need to have a whole global warming talk.
Okay. Patty has a question. Jacob, I'm looking for a long sleeve shirt with thumb holes. Do you know of which pod? I can 100%
I feel like I
tell
need
you.
to get my sweatshirt. I have one like that. I love it.
Yeah, they're very popular. 100%. I have never seen a pod offer the thumb holes in the sweatshirts. It's a good idea. It could be a unique differentiator. I've never seen one. It doesn't mean they don't exist. I've just never seen one. Out of all the, more than 100 pods that I've looked into, 0 of them have the thumb holes in the long sleeve shirts.
All right, pods, are you listening? We need thumb holes in the long sleeve shirt.
There's a big market for it, right? Like teenagers
I have
like
it right here. Let me grab my
Helen
sweatshirt.
likes it. People
It's
that
right
get
here.
cold like them.
I'm gonna make a mess. Jacob, you got both of us to leave the room. You were all by yourself. So yeah,
right.
this has a.
So where did you buy that?
See it?
Yeah, I see it. It's beautiful. Where did you get it though?
I was waiting for you to answer.
She doesn't have the headphones on. Yeah. Where did you get it from?
The shirt?
Yeah.
This is Nike. I don't know. I think I got it at the Nike store or something. Where there's like a clearance outlet store by my house with Nike, and I used to do a lot of FBA.
Yeah.
And so they have clearance events, 30% off clearance events, and the outlet's right by my house. So I would go and get all kinds of FBA stuff and then something for myself occasionally.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I've never seen a pod with the thumb hole shirts, but they're so popular that Helen has one, and all 3 of us know what you're talking about.
They're really nice for running and stuff because it's just like, I don't know. It's just nice.
It's like half gloves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I feel like we went through everything.
Sounds good.
So, all right. Well, Jacob will be in the group with us, and that's it. I hope everybody has a good night. Any what?
Any surprises?
Any surprises? Was there no surprise I forgot?
No, I'm just asking. Maybe there's some extra surprise at the end. Some people just skip to the end. They're like, what's going to happen, right? Or do you have like a recap or anything? Like, can you recap what we talked about for the last 2 hours and 40 minutes?
We talked about your book. We talked about your chocolate company. We talked about our mastermind group. And we talked about global warming and Ecom Chicago recap.
Right, but we talked about like where people can get pods done. We mentioned like we went through literally like almost a quarter of these, right? These are all different print on demand stuff. So you can take a screenshot of them and then just think about it. But if you want like information about each one, that's all in the book too. So Helen, thanks so much for having me back. I hope that people enjoy watching this, and not only live, but on the replay. And everybody who gets to this part, this is near the end because we're about to, I know she's got the button. She can end this anytime. So if you haven't already, you got to click like or dislike. If you're the hater, you click the dislike, no problem. And then also the subscribe. Now, if you haven't subscribed, the subscribe button will be red. But if you have, it's not going to be red. So if it's not red, don't click subscribe because then you'd be unsubscribing. And then you can click the bell icon for notifications when Helen and Christina put out new videos. It really helps the channel out a lot. And if you want to support them financially, you can click on any of the links below, and eventually that would help out everybody, probably.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
And everybody needs this book, seriously. If you don't already have it, it's one of those staples of print on demand.
If you live in Ontario or Quebec, Elections Canada, for the 2019 federal election, the polls are closed. So they're just counting the votes now.
Nice.
Stay tuned to find out who won the Canadian federal election.
No.
I'll let you know. And if you've been trying to buy the chocolate, you'll note that during the show we sold out. There were available chocolate bars, but you guys bought them all. So we're going to be making more tonight. And as soon as they're done pouring, I will relist them in the inventory. So we don't put them into the inventory until they're actually made. And then we usually wrap them afterwards because people can buy them while they're still doing. But we have to make sure we have the bars. We made a mistake where we did 10 bars. And one of them, we made a mistake. And so that's why I don't list them until after they're made.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll have to have you back on. Next update. Once you add merge money to the book, you're coming back on.
All right. 7th edition is coming soon. And when I soon, I mean it's going to be like into or after November 2019. So it's not going to come out for at least another month and a half.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.